week number 6 here of Delaware High School football, and we have a good one between two top 5 teams in Class 3A here tonight in Middletown, Delaware. Nick Alessandrini alongside the coach Bill Harmon, who is walking back up the stairs as we speak. Our producer Jason Winchell and Mike Lang up on top of the press box. We've got a great one for you here tonight between the top-ranked Middletown Cavaliers and the 5th-ranked Salesianum. And it is a special night. It is the Beat the Beast game here at Middletown High School, one of the best things done here in the fall up and down the state of Delaware. Again, just bringing awareness and remembering and honoring those that have battled, who currently are battling or have battled cancer in the past. You can see on the camera, Middletown with the pink jerseys. They do this every year, and they're going to have a last name of someone that they are sponsoring or someone that they want to be remembered or want to be prayed for on the back of those jerseys. So throughout the game, you're going to see some different names, different last names on some of the Middletown Cavaliers here tonight. So Middletown in those pink jerseys with the blue helmets, Salesianum in the all-white jerseys with the tan pants and, of course, the gold pants and helmet here at Middletown High School. So, again, we've got a great one. Salesianum 4-1 on the year, of course, led by head coach Bill DiNardo, picked up his 300th win earlier this season in the win over St. George's. Salesianum, they lost to Middletown in the semifinals last season 33-15. And have won 3 straight since that 7-0 loss at Sussex Central. What a game that was. And since then, they've got wins over St. George's, as I mentioned, 16-14, 21-0 over Hodson, and then a big 46-8 over CR last week. And that touchdown coming on defense for the Riders. So the Salesianum defense has been stout all season long, and especially coming in here to this contest, it's going to be some good defenses. We'll see what we get out of the offense here as well. Let's get over some players to watch here as I welcome in Jason Winchell. Jason, we've got a good one here tonight, one of our first Class 3A matchups of the season.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of 2A and 1A, and we get a good 3A matchup here between two of the, like you said, 2 top 5 programs, and it's stoked. Traffic was nuts getting down here today. It was a little crazy. We left 4 o'clock in Wilmington.
Yeah, again, we were just getting up, set up, getting everything ready to go here at Middletown High School. A little bit of a travel for our North crew here today, but we are excited to be here as we are just moments away from the national anthem here at Middletown High School. And we will pause.
No walking around.
And welcome back inside Delaware Live Sports. Nick Alessandrini alongside the coach Bill Harmon. Jason Winchell, our producer today. Mike Lang up on top of the press box. And you're going to hear those cowbells all night long. We are just inside the press box, a arm's length away from that front row of the crowd here at Middletown. And again, they're selling the cowbells here on site. You'll hear them as the night progresses. Middletown, I believe, won the toss.
Actually, Sally's won the toss and deferred.
Coach, there you go. Multitasking for Coach, and Sally's deferred to half number 2. So the Cavaliers going to start here on offense first in tonight's Battle of the Beast game here at Middletown High School. The talented kicker for Salesianum, James Collins, set to boot this one away. Salesianum 4-1, Middletown 3-2, but Coach, both of those losses to out-of-state teams in D.C. and Ohio.
Yeah, this Middletown team is terrific. I wanted to talk about James Collins. He is an absolute weapon on special teams. He changes the dynamic of field position with his absolutely great deep kickoffs. He has terrific range on his field goals out to 46 yards. I think he's got a 50-yarder in him tonight, probably with the good emotion. But this is a terrific young man, a senior. He's got a great leg. Sally's really prides itself in his special teams.
And we are underway here at Middletown High School for Salesianum and the Cavaliers. Pearson, I believe, going to take this one at the 3. Going to shift, now try to reverse field, but Sally's is right there to corral him. So a short kick return to start this one, and looks like the Middletown offense going to get out there just outside the 10-yard line to begin drive number 1.
Well, excellent coverage. I think Collins intentionally kicked that ball short. They were hoping to get great coverage and actually pin them inside the 20, which is exactly what happened. Is a kickoff returner, you've got to try to puncture the field right away. Going sideways against a experienced, well-coached, and speedy team as Sally's is hard to do.
So here we go, Coach. Our first look at the Middletown offense here for us personally this season. It's going to get started with the junior quarterback, number 10, Austin Troyer. And he'll line up in the gun here on first down, and they'll let him put it in the air on first down. He'll fire across the middle a little bit behind his intended target. Again, that one intended for number 87, Austin Ham, the sophomore, and 2nd and 10 upcoming.
Ham is one of Troyer's favorite targets. He likes him down the field on deep posts and crossing routes. That time they showed trips to the field. Ham, the number 2, running that in-breaking route at about 10 yards. Well defensed by Sally's. Paul Salvo, the defensive coordinator for Salesianum, I know has a great plan in place here. They'll play cover 2, cover 4, and some man from time to time.
They're going to hand it off here on 2nd down and nowhere to go, as he's going to be wrapped up. I believe Nate Ray in on the tackle as well, as Mikey Pearson got the handoff and picked up, or lost 2 on the carry.
Nate Ray is a terrific player. He is so influential in the game. He's got great body control, a motor that never stops. They tried him at linebacker early in the season. They've moved him to the D-line. I think that's where he really feels most at home. A terrific player.
So 3rd and long, 3rd and 12 here for the Cavaliers. Troyer out of the gun will take the snap. Fire has his man out in the flat. Not going to be enough for first down yardage, however, as he fires and hits his man. That's number 15, William Garrett, the freshman. So some other pass catchers here than the ones that we're used to seeing here for the Cavaliers early in this one, but they're going to have to send out the punt team.
Well, Troyer is going to spread the ball around as best he can from this spread. They'll use trips. They'll use 2x2. You might even see some empty tonight. That was a really fine open field tackle there by Nicholas Strakowski, a junior who's actually had a pick 6 for a touchdown in the earlier part of the season.
So Middletown set to punt it away here after the first drive goes 3 and out. This one high in the air, coming up to fair catch it is number 8 for Salesianum. That's Aiden Lucy, and now I believe some whistles and, yes, some laundry out on the field near the 30. So the official's going to get together and talk this one over. But that Salesianum defense, Coach, has been impressive all year long. Again, that 7-0 loss to Sussex Central, their only loss, just giving up a touchdown in that one. And they've been really good as of late. So both of these teams got great defenses, as we're going to wait and see the call down on the field.
And, Nick, 2 different types of defenses. Middletown plays multiple fronts. They love to blitz. They love to run through linebackers. Salesianum is a little bit more of a base team. They play 4-3, cover 2, cover 4, as I mentioned. This penalty looks like it's being assessed against Salesianum. I did not see the call by the official.
It's going to be holding on the return. So now Salesianum going to start their opening drive just inside their own territory at the 48-yard line. And Now we got a moment to talk about this freshman quarterback from Salesianum, 5'10", Ryan Starr. And again, last week threw 4 touchdown passes in the win over Cesar Rodney, his best game through the air of the season. So motion here on first down, and now we're going to have a whistle and blow this one dead. And this one going to go against the Sal's.
Well, Sally's opens up empty. They haven't shown a lot of that, but the offensive coordinator, Gene Deladon, and his receivers coach, Scott Cook, really love this set. I think he gives Storr an opportunity to survey the field. He's got a lot of available targets, obviously 5. Now, you are a little vulnerable to pressure in this, but Middletown opens up with a 3-4, so they're going to have 3 down linemen putting pressure on Storr, and they'll be inserting linebackers. But Storr is very mobile.
1st and 15 now. They'll turn and pitch it to Ransom around the right side. A few yards before he was contacted, but he'll be brought down short of where they started, a gain of 3 on first down.
One thing I like about Andrew Ransom is his body lean. He's always working forward, has great knee action. A really fine runner is the junior who finds the hole and will take advantage of it. He's got great downfield speed once he breaks a tackle.
Unofficially, 4 touchdowns on the ground for Ransom here this season for the Sal's. Trips now to the top of the screen here on 2nd and 11. Some more motion. They'll turn, fake the handoff back to Ransom now up the middle. And he is going to be brought down after a gain of a few. In there on that tackle is Tristan Graham, the junior defensive lineman.
Well, this Middletown defense runs extremely well to the ball. That's one thing they've done throughout recent years is their angle of pursuits are terrific. They have great speed on the field. They'll play some different personnel units defensively. Their linebackers are as good as anybody in the state, attacking, making tackles in the open field and running side to side.
So 3rd and 8 now, back in the pistol, trips to the bottom. Stower now going to look to throw. Here comes the pressure. Going to try to run it. He's going to be wrapped up and brought down for a sack. And then letting them hear about it for Middletown. That's number 4. Drew Beckford, one of the captains here tonight for Middletown.
Beckford playing that inside linebacker position, read the movement of Storr, who decided to abandon the pocket. He runs right. He's got to be a little careful about that ball security. The ball was out, but a really nice open field tackle there by Beckford. Not that much pressure. I think Storr can hang in there a little bit longer against these 3-man pressures.
So a 3 and out for Middletown, now a 3 and out for Salesianum as they're set to punt it away here in quarter number 1. And he dropped the ball, and that one was loose as he was able to hop back on top of it. That's the punter, Aiden Montgomery, who has quite the boot on him as well for Salesianum, but that time just lost it on the snap.
Good snap, a good operation. Aiden Montgomery, who is, I think, one of the better punters in the state. He's got a great leg swing and wonderful rhythm. Just lost the ball there. He might have taken his eyes off of it as it came to him. And unfortunately for Salesianum, that gives Middletown the ball in great field position.
And, Coach, you hear the crowd because they just gave a Phillies update after 7 innings, 9-1. Phillies in front, looking to take home Game 3 of the NLDS with the Atlanta Braves. 1st and 10 now for Middletown, now in Sally's territory. They're handed off to Josh Roberson. He's going to try to bounce it outside. And he does so. He's going to pick up about 4 or 5 on the first down carry.
Middletown shows an unbalanced set into the boundary, and then they run there. That's an end-over play. They will do that from time to time, just trying to force the defense to overcompensate, and then you'll see them run back short side.
Stepped out of bounds a little before 4 yards there. Actually good for 1 on the carry from Roberson. Some up-tempo here now for Middletown on 2nd and 9. Troyer back in the shotgun. Roberson sitting to his right. He'll look to fire to the left, fires to the sideline, has his man who makes the catch out there. And that's number 18, Jasir for Middletown. As they've got a group or trio of receivers, you're going to see Crisilla, you're going to see Vernal Gary, you're going to see Hinson, Priestley, all those guys, very capable pass catchers for the Middletown Cavaliers.
What I like about Troyer is he has a great command of this offense. He's been throwing the ball around, spreads it around. He can get it out of his hands very quickly. He's got excellent footwork, does the junior.
3rd and manageable now for Troyer. Has an opening, tried to step up in the pocket, but it closes quickly. And that's going to be maybe a sack. He might have lost an inch or so on the carry. And now, Coach, 4th and about 4. You're into Sally's territory, sitting at around the 37. Decision time now for the Cavaliers.
Well, I think this is a situation where in a big game like this, you want to keep pressure on the defense. I have a feeling they're going to go for it here. with 4th and long for Troyer. Will probably look for an in-breaking route. I think the ball goes in the air. They're going to show trips to field.
In the shotgun on 4th and short. Troyer, here comes the pressure from Ray, going to get rid of it, and that ball is intercepted. Intercepted up front near the line of scrimmage. R.J. Johnson again on 4th and 4. We saw Troyer drop back. And then must have got hit at the line of scrimmage and picked off.
R.J. Johnson is a transfer from St. George's. He's a big, tall, athletic D-end. He did a great job there of rushing, reading Troyer's eyes, stepped right into the vision and was able to not only get his hands on it, but run after with the catch. An excellent play by the sophomore. Big man, he goes 6'5", and he's 230.
Now here comes the Sally's offense. They'll hand it off to Curley on first down. He had a nice little hole there, and he's able to pick up 5 on the first down carry. And now 2nd and 5 coming up for the Sals into Middletown territory at the 34.
They run a little wham series where the blocking back goes across the formation, kicks out the DN who came up the field. And I have really come to like this Curley, a senior. He runs with a great center of gravity. He's got great leg action, has the ability to jump cut and stick it in the ground. A really nice player.
So 2nd and 5 now. Astor in the shotgun. Motion, he'll take the snap back to Curley. They go, he gets through the hole again, and he's going to have, it looks like, enough for first down yardage. So 2 carries, 11 yards, and a new set of downs for Salesianum.
Curley makes a great run there, but it was keyed by Hunter Ballant, whose 2 brothers played over at St. Mark's. Both are college football players. One has graduated, but this one might be the best of them all, and the older brothers probably won't like me to say that, but Hunter is a really capable athlete. He's got great dimensions, very aggressive blocker. He was also the kick-out block on the play prior.
So 1st and 10 now from the Middletown 28 for the Sally's offense. Curley still the back, sitting in the pistol is Stower. He'll take the snap, this time back to Curley, looking for a hole. Is a little patient, tries to slide through there at the last second, and he'll pick up a yard on that carry.
Well, this is a counter tray using Ballant as the second puller. What you do is on the front side, you block down. You hope the defense steps out with the DN. You kick him out and then lead Ballant through up in the hole. Well defensed there by Middletown, who, as I mentioned earlier, will get a lot of players at the point of attack because of their speed and how decisive they are in their reads.
2nd and 9 after the 1-yard carry from Curley. He'll remain the back once again, the tailback in the pistol. Some more motion from Sally's. And now they'll fake it. Stower on the play action, one-on-one down the sideline. He's going to take a shot. And this one out of his intended receiver's vision and into the sideline. Just that one not in play to make a play on it.
Well, there was terrific coverage downfield by Tyler Williams, the cornerback, who really did an excellent job of framing that play and really not allowing Story to have any room. As a receiver, when you're running a deep fade route, you always want to allow your quarterback about 3 yards to the outside to drop the ball in or maybe even throw a back shoulder. Stoyer is a very accurate passer. He gets the ball out quickly, and he's got a good arm downfield for a freshman.
Stower back in the shotgun. Play action once more. Looks like the same play. This time they'll fire across the middle, and he has his man. That was Lucas Ryan, but he was hit, and the ball came coming out with some velocity, Coach, that time. Helmet right to the ball, pushes it out of bounds, I believe. So we'll wait and see what they decide to mark it. It looks like they're going to mark it a catch and a fumble. And now 4th and 1 as that play was almost good for a first down. And you talked about Coach Deladon and Coach Cook, and they must have saw something they liked on that one. They went go right back to it. And now 4th and inches upcoming for the Sallies.
That was a bootleg. Stoyer fakes to the left, rolls to his right. The line slid protect to the left. He then had Lucas Ryan crossing left to right. Did a nice job of shaping up for Stoyer, and then a great hit to dislodge the ball. Here's Sally's on a big play early on.
4th and inches. They'll give it to Curley up the gut. He's going to try to get forward and get enough for the first down. He's got to get inside the 18. And no word yet
I think he's short.
As each team is pointing to each direction, as you normally see on 4th and inches.
Well, the side judge came in with his foot, and it just depends on exactly where that marker is on the far side. It looks like it's going to be very close and obviously a measurement.
So they'll take a measurement. We'll stay right here. So Stellar putting the ball in the air twice on this drive. Got the completion for 9 yards to Ryan across the middle. He was stopped inches short. And now we'll get, I believe, our second or third measurement of the season. And it's going to be a first down for the Sows as they're inching inside, and they are now in the red zone at the Middletown 18.
The reason that was successful, Ballant led through the hole, and Curley, as I mentioned, has a really low center of gravity, always leaning forward in that extra push with his lower body, enabled him to get those additional foot to get the first down.
1st and 10 from the Middletown 18. Here's Stellar. He'll take it, hand off to Curley. A nice hole opened up by that Salesianum offensive line. And he picks up 5 more, and Curley getting to a little bit of a rhythm here on this drive.
This is almost old school Salesianum. Billy DiNardo calling the plays, a lot of power plays where you have a block down by the tight end and a kick out by the H-back. This is something they used to do all the time. Billy DiNardo has made that famous, the head coach. He's turned over the play calling to Gene Deladon, who I think has done a terrific job in his first year as offensive coordinator. Very creative, a great coach, and really good with the kids.
2nd and about 6 here for Stower. Back to Curley they go. And this time he's met almost at the line of scrimmage. As that Middletown defensive line getting a push up there. And again, Middletown, coach, they've got some really talented linebackers. Some of the best. They've got Drew Beckford, Jaden Wheeler, and Casey Hacken. And then you got Mikey Pearson coming in and playing a different hybrid position out there as well. And you're not going to find a group of better linebackers in the state.
Well, they've got 4 of them. That 3-man front now is just, I don't want to say wearing down, but the Salesianum offensive line is winning the battle initially. I'm sure this is 4-down territory, unless he wants to rely on Collins.
3rd and 4. Stower out of the gun. Here comes the pressure rolling out, and this one he'll just throw it away. And again, the freshman making the smart play that time. And now 4th and about 4, and it looks like maybe a change of units coming on for Salesianum. They're going to try and take the points.
Well, yeah, if they had run the ball there and gotten it to 4th and 1, I think you might have seen it 4 down. But when they chose to pass, well defensed, especially down in the deep red zone where you have compression, it's just hard for receivers, no matter how good they are or how schematic the pattern is, to get separation. They had none. Middletown did a great job there defending the red zone for Storer, who I think really made a smart play. Rolled out, didn't like anything, threw the ball away to allow Collins this opportunity.
So Collins, this one going to be a 30-yarder. The snap, the hold. And the cook is good. James Collins doing what he does best and nets the 30-yarder to open up the scoring here tonight.
Well, as I mentioned right at the outset, James Collins is a huge weapon for Bill DiNardo and the Salesianum football team. He's got a great leg. He's very competitive. They put him during practice in a lot of clutch situations where if he doesn't make it, the team's got to run, things like that. Billy DiNardo, very creative to motivate his kicker, but Collins works at his trade. He's over there, and a lot of kickers might play other positions. James does not, so he's working on his place kicking, his kickoff, and he's even their backup punter, and he's got a terrific leg. If Aiden Montgomery didn't have such a great leg, he'd be kicking for Salesianum as well. So this is a very versatile athlete who I think is going to make somebody very happy on Saturdays.
Again, had the game winner over St. George's to get Coach DiNardo's 300th win earlier in the season. He's got a leg. Already putting it to use here early against Middletown. So 3-0 Salesianum, 3:44 remaining in the opening quarter. Nick Alessandrini alongside the coach Bill Harmon. Jason Winchell, Mike Lang up top as Collins ready to boot it away here for Sally's, and back to return for Middletown, I believe, is Noah Crisilla and Roberson. And Roberson going back into the end zone, so that's going to be a touchback. And there's that leg from James Collins, able to kick it into the end zone. You don't see that too often here in high school.
I think he averages about 40 to 45% of touchbacks, and he just has a leg. He can change the way he strides into the ball. He can change the approach and actually where he kicks it on the ball. The first one was intentionally kicked short. They did a great job of covering. That was more of a little bit of a line drive. He was intending to get that ball in the end zone, and he did. So takes pressure off your kickoff cover team. They start at the 20. Very difficult in high school football to drive the ball 80 yards.
So Troyer back in the gun here on 1st and 10 from the Middletown 20. He'll turn, fake the handoff, has a man across the middle, got him in stride. And that's going to be a big gain and a first down for Middletown on first down. And that is William Garrett, who had the catch earlier. That's his second catch today.
Well, Garrett's only a freshman, running an in-breaking route from the left side. A little bit of an RPO, a run-pass option, where Troyer fakes it to the back to draw the linebackers up. And they hit Garrett behind the linebackers in that soft spot. A really nice throw.
So 1st and 10 now from the 38. Once again, Troyer going to put it in the air. That's tipped by a Salesianum player. And then caught for first down yardage by Garrett. Or excuse me, Noah Crisilla this time. 15 and 18 and putting a drive together here, 11 yards on that one.
Well, Salesianum did a nice job of dropping into the passing lane, and Troyer was just a little urgent with that. He probably needed to let the receiver get into the second window over top of the ball. It was tipped, but a nice play by Crisella.
1st and 10 now from midfield for Troyer and the Cavaliers. Once again, straight drop back out of the gun. Here comes the pressure. He got rid of it. It's intercepted, or no, they're going to mark him down. As they say, the knee was down on the sack. A group of Salesianum players in on that one. Helping out for Salesianum was Trevor Way. He was one of them. And that ball, again, that time, you don't like to get sacked. That time it ended up benefiting the Cavaliers with that knee being down before the throw.
And Robbie Johnson would have had his second interception of the early evening. Boy, that young man has great hands. He is a basketball player, so I'm not surprised his hands are so good. But you're not spending a lot of time with your D tackles and D ends catching a lot of balls like that. Boy, is he a fine young athlete.
So 2nd and 22 now for Troyer. Delayed handoff, and he's wrapped up and taken down in the backfield. And that time, I believe, there he is, Nate Ray, a guy you want to keep an eye on here defensively, and a big play for him. 3rd and a mile upcoming for the Cavaliers.
This is a really good four-man front that Paul Salvo, the defensive coordinator for Salesianum, has. You've got Robbie Johnson, a great athlete. The play before the sack was by Ahmad Foster, and then you've got Nate Ray coming off the far side. Holy cow, that is just a lot of men down there putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Middletown will be stressed here to be sure they protect, and if they release 5, look for Salesianum to continue pressuring with 4.
So here we go, 3rd and 23. First down marker sitting at the Salesianum 42. Troyer out of the gun, fires across the middle, was looking for Vernal Gary, but coverage on the back end by Jacob Ziegler and Nick Straskowski. And now from 4th down, and the punt unit coming on for Middletown.
Well, they're going to take a shot, and I kind of like that. Good protection that time. They had a twist stunt on from the left side. Johnson was looping inside, but well picked up by Middletown that time. Those linemen, as they get used to the size and the speed of Salesianum, I think Middletown's offensive line will settle down and protect Troyer better.
So punt team back on. This one kicked off maybe the side of the foot that time. It's going to take a Middletown hop, though. And it's still rolling till around the 34. So that's where the Salesianum offense will come back out onto the field with 1:13 remaining here in the first quarter. Coach, what have you seen as we're almost through a quarter of play here at Middletown?
Well, I've been impressed with the ability of Salesianum to get pressure on Troyer with 4 people. Obviously, the turnover got them going with the wonderful interception by Johnson. And I like the determination of Coach Deladon and Coach DiNardo to run the ball against Middletown and not necessarily give in to the pass so early on. Middletown has done a nice job in the red zone of coverage, and their ability to put pressure on you with only 3 rushers and those 4 excellent linebackers skimming is really a key to their success.
Quick pitch outside to Ransom, but he's wrapped up on the edge. A big play that time once again is Tristan Graham. The defense in that 3-4 look, and he's able to get out there and seal the edge.
Nate Ray has a guy that's almost as good as he is for Middletown, maybe as good. That was a terrific play by Graham, who did a great job from his left end position of using his hands, playing off the block, working down the line of scrimmage. Boy, there's a good-looking junior who's got great dimensions as well. And they will flip him around. He'll play both on the right and the left side.
2nd and 9 for Stower in the Salesianum offense. On 2nd down, they'll turn back to Ransom, but nothing going for Andrew Ransom, one of those talented linebackers coming up and making the play, and that's the captain, Jaden Wheeler. He flies through some of those holes. If you've seen him on tape or throughout the year, he's like a rocket filling some of those holes at linebacker.
Well, Wheeler did a great job of timing up his run blitz. Had the cadence down, fit right into that right A-gap. There was just no way Sallies could block him. He is a really good player who has a great feel for the game, a great idea of what the defense wants him to do, and then he has the ability and the athleticism to make it happen.
That'll bring us to the end of quarter number 1, and we have a 3-0 ball game. Salesianum, the difference being a James Collins 30-yard field goal. They lead Middletown 3-0 in the Beat the Beast game here at Middletown High School. We'll be right back with quarter number 2.
First State Orthopedic statewide has 29 physicians at 16 locations. Our physicians and staff provide both non-surgical as well as surgical treatment for almost all orthopedic conditions and injuries. We are specially trained in the current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physician and orthopedic consultant for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to the local emergency departments as well as medical aid units and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Call for an appointment today or visit us at firststateortho.com.
Live from Middletown High School, Friday Night Lights here on Delaware Live Sports. Nick Alessandrini alongside Bill Harmon, Jason Winchell, Mike Lang on top. We've got a good one in Class 3A today. Number 5, Salesianum, and the top-ranked team here in Delaware, Middletown, and Salesianum with a 3-0 lead as we begin quarter number 2. So 3rd and long here for the Cavaliers. They'll get Stower out of the pocket, had a man open at the marker. And I believe going across, that was Balin, number 19. And that pass falls incomplete, and now here comes Aiden Montgomery in the punt unit.
A really smart decision to move Stroyer out of the pocket. He rolls to his left, but Wheeler anticipated that, and sometimes linebackers are called on to drop in coverage. Other times they have the ability to run through and pressure the quarterback. That's exactly what Wheeler did, put enormous pressure on Stroyer as he released the ball.
So here comes Aiden Montgomery, Mikey Pearson back to return for Middletown. 11:55 to go here in quarter number 2. He's sitting at the 30. Montgomery got it away quickly. It's a pretty good one. Going to take a hop at the 40. They'll let it roll now. Inside the 30 it goes, and the Cavaliers will begin this drive at their own 29-yard line, trailing 3-0 here to Salesianum at home in the Beat the Beast game. Again, one of the best things going on up and down the state of Delaware in the fall season, and remembering and raising awareness. Again, cancer, they are all wearing jersey last names, different last names on the jerseys here, honoring those that have been battling or battled cancer.
Middletown does a great job with their uniforms. Everybody wearing, as you mentioned, with someone's name on the back. Terrific memories, and there's nothing better than Friday Night Lights at Middletown and Salesianum.
Troyer will hand it off to Roberson, our first down, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage, stays up, but then he is going to be brought down for a loss. A gang of Sals in on that play, and leading the way once more was Trevor Way, the senior.
Well, Way was there, but I'll tell you what, Nate Ray was in perfect position. He plays at the line of scrimmage with his shoulder square, which is exactly how you want your defensive end to do it. He can step in, he can step out, and a really fine tackler. He is a tough guy, and at some point look for him to get involved in the offense as well. I know Coach Deladon is starting to use him a little bit more just because of his athleticism.
Yeah, had 43 yards on 2 catches and a touchdown last week on offense for Nate Ray. Troyer now fires to the sideline as his man. at the sticks. That is Henson, his first catch of the game today. And that's going to be good for about 7 yards. That'll get them back to where they started the drive, now 3rd and long coming up.
We talk so much about the front line, and then you forget about the back end. And I think this is one of Coach Salvo, the defensive coordinator of Salesianum, longtime defensive coordinator, one of his best backfields. They're very smart. They're very athletic. But what they have that a lot of times they haven't in the past, they have great closing speed. So he can play 4 deep. He can play 2 deep, decide how he wants to do it, and let that front 4 wreak havoc.
Here comes the pressure, has to get rid of it. That ball is up and intercepted at the 40. The Sal's going to try to return it for 6. That's Ziegler again, and he is into the end zone. Mr. Pick 6, Jacob Ziegler with his 2nd of the season, and Salesianum, a hot start here tonight on the road.
Well, the mistake of any quarterback is when under pressure, do not throw it off your back foot late over the middle. And Ziegler read that. He was just unencumbered to the end zone, a terrific play. It was the pressure again that gets to the Middletown quarterback. He's forced to roll out, and bad things happen when you throw it late over the middle, guys.
9-0 awaiting the extra point attempt from Collins. 10:08 remaining here in half number 1. And something I said atop the broadcast, the defense for both teams, they are going to be good here tonight. We know that. Which offense is going to show up and be able to move the ball? Well, the Salesianum defense already with 2 turnovers could have had 3 if they didn't mark Troyer down on the sack. And that defensive line and linebackers coming also for Salesianum, that pressure is there. And they're wreaking havoc here early.
Well, typically Sally's loves to just pressure with 4. If you can do that, then you're going to cover with 7. But that time they inserted a linebacker into the mix, so it was a 5-man pressure. And that was what it eventually forced Troyer out of the pocket and to throw the ball late.
10-0. Sally is on the road here with 10:08 remaining in half number 1. The 2nd interception of the night so far for Austin Troyer. He's 5 of 9 for 48 yards and 2 interceptions. But a lot of time left here. Yeah, Middletown has yet to drop an in-state game. Beat the number 2 ranked Smyrna in the Harvest Bowl earlier this season, 21-14. And now another real in-state test here with Sally's.
Well, I guarantee you one thing, guys. Middletown will never let up. They will play hard no matter what the score is. That's been emblematic of their program for decades. And they've got great resiliency. As we all know, it's a long game.
Yes, it is. That one booted away. And going to be returned deep by Roberson. Trying to get to the outside at the 10, maybe to the 15. And he'll finally get to the 20. Not sure, again, the fans may be looking for a late hit there. We couldn't see it here on the near sideline. So clock stop now at exactly 10 minutes to go in quarter number 2. And Middletown will start this one from their own 22-yard line. So Troyer going to be back out onto the field. Again, you got to have a short memory. And we'll see how he does here to rebound.
You're absolutely right. I think they're probably going to go back to their run game. Even though they're down, there's obviously so much time left, you don't want to panic. But I think their passing game gets set up so much by the run, the RPOs, the regular play action. So let's look for them at times to run the ball a little bit more here, or Salesianum will continue to tee off with that 4-man pressure.
They'll empty it out for Troyer on first down. Throws to the near sideline, has his man. That's Noah Crisilla. And they're going to pick up 8 yards on first down that time.
They go empty, so they do exactly the opposite of what I thought they would do. They trust Troyer an awful lot. And Crisilla's a really good route runner. Works down to the stakes, steps back, ball's out of Troyer's hands quickly. So if nothing else, you'll see them with some quicker exits of the ball from Troyer to not allow that rush to get to him. Continuing to stay empty.
5 wide receivers for Troyer on 2nd and 2. He'll step up in the pocket, fire, short yardage, but has his man right at the first down marker. So will be a gain of 2. That one back to William Garrett. And that should be enough for a first down, but we'll await the call here.
Linebacker Trevor Way did a great job of closing rapidly on that with a fine tackle, and that's always the thing with the new protection. His helmet comes off. His helmet came off after the play. I mean, I know they have to take him out for safety reasons, and I'm all for that. But at the same time, it wasn't due to any collision. It was just due that it came off. So he has to leave the field, and they'll have a sub linebacker in. But Way is very impressive. A good blitzer, but they also like him in coverage as well.
How about Way and Ray both coming at you on that defense for Salesianum. 1st and 10 after the Garrett catch. Troyer empties out again. This time fires across the middle. Some contact there at the 35. As you saw Ham cut across the middle and run into a Salesianum player, I believe. They both hit the ground. No flag. 2nd down.
They go empty again, and they run what we call a crossing high-low concept. The player to the right comes under at about 4, and then you bring a player in from the left side at about 8. So you're trying to put that middle linebacker, those inside linebackers, in a little bit of a dilemma, and just incomplete. Well covered by Salesianum.
Empty it out again on 2nd and 10. Out of the gun. Ray coming. He'll fire across the middle just over the head of Vernal Gary. Would have been a big gain there. Troyer just missing him.
Well, Gary's impressive. He's got great speed, and that pattern developed very quickly. That was a deep crossing route, and well thrown by Troyer. Just missed, and I like the fact that, okay, you're going to decide you're going to pass first and run second, even though you have some excellent runners. But they are threatening the field both horizontally and vertically.
So 3rd and 10 after the 2 incompletions for Austin Troyer. Back in the gun, they'll empty it out. Here comes the pressure. Troyer fires and into the sideline, incomplete. And once again, it looked like Salesianum bringing a backer off the edge.
Well, a lot of pressure, but what happened there, he's going to hit his check down, but his check down was only 2 yards down the field. So that even if it had been caught, it would not have been a first down. So the pressure of Salesianum and also the back end doing a nice job in coverage. I think they've got to find a way to move Troyer a little bit in and out of the pocket, maybe a screen or a draw here at some point, just to ease some of this pressure.
So the punt unit once again back out onto the field for Middletown. As Matthew Culbertson will boot it away. Up in the air, going to hop at the 48 and take a Middletown roll to about the 35-yard line. So Salesianum with a 10-0 lead forces another punt. They'll get the ball back here with 8:44 to go in the 2nd quarter. And one thing we've talked about all season, and we've said it on the show these Wednesdays at Buffalo Wild Wings, if anybody's tuned in, and Glenn has alluded to this as well, is Middletown is struggling to run the ball this season. Almost abysmal run game. Not much going on all year, and you can see just by them throwing the ball 4 times there on that drive on 1st down, 2nd down, 3rd down, and then the punt unit comes on.
Well, at some point you've got to mix it up a little bit, or you just get to sit back in coverage or dial up blitzes. It puts an enormous amount of pressure on your quarterback. I think with their good running backs, maybe a little bit of speed option or something just to get them going would be appropriate.
Dive up the middle on 1st down for Salesianum. That time they'll get it in the hands of Curley. But he'll be brought down at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Well, when you're not running the ball, you're saying one of two things. Either that you don't have confidence in your own offensive line, or you think the matchup on the other side is a little bit better. And that's probably the case. That Sally's front 4 is as good as anybody in the state. I think clearly the best and biggest and toughest front. I love their length. It really presents problems to quarterbacks. And at some point, though, I just don't think you can give up on it and become totally one-dimensional.
2nd and 10 for Sally's after the Curley carry. 1st down marker at the 45. Curley in the backfield and the pistol behind Stower. And now he'll throw one-on-one coverage looking down the middle as the safety came over top to help him out there. But he was looking for Ben Anton, who's coming off a big game himself. And Sally's starting to get some other pass catchers. You mentioned Nate Ray getting involved in the offense last week. Anton's had a few big games here as of late as well. And that time maybe had a little separation, but had 2 guys to deal with on the back end.
Well, Middletown only rushed 3 initially, and then they inserted a backer. Storer had plenty of time to survey the field, just missed Anton deep. But again, I like the concept by Coach Deladon, the offensive coordinator. Take a couple shots down the field. You might get a PI, you might get a completion. And that also allows Storer to kind of survey the entire field.
3rd and 10. Fires across the middle. That catch is almost made, but popped out on the hit in the secondary. Coming across and making the play And now we have a stop. It should be an incomplete pass. And that is what they're going to mark it. Again, that was David Roberson with the hit, or in coverage, and able to break that ball up. And now it's going to be 4th down. Coach, what'd you see there?
Well, the ball was just thrown to the back shoulder, and I don't think it was an intentional. He just missed it to Graymon, who's only a freshman. Pretty unusual for Salesianum to be playing freshmen, but you've seen some really good ones over there. Billy DiNardo, very comfortable and confident in these young men's ability. There you got a freshman quarterback and you got a freshman receiver. Boy, they're going to be around and be a headache for defensive coordinators for a long time.
Here's Aiden Montgomery. Back out for Sally. 7:46 to go here in half number 1. And another good one from Montgomery. Pearson will go back. He'll field it at the 24. Able to break 2 tackles. Now gets to the sideline. 40. Back to the 50. Here comes the speed. 40, 35, 30. He's going to try to cut back in, but brought down at the 20. And that is what Middletown needed to try to get something going here at home, trailing 10-0.
Well, sometime when you have a great kicker, he might actually outkick the coverage. And Pearson did a great job of corralling that long punt. Montgomery's got a terrific leg, and then was just able to outrun down the left sideline with a couple of great moves. And a lineman was ultimately able to make the tackle to stop him from a touchdown. That was Joshua Urban with the stop.
1st and 10 from just outside the red zone at the Salesianum 21-yard line for Austin Troyer and the Cavalier offense. Here's the snap on 1st down. They'll hand it off to Roberson around the left side. Makes a defender miss, tries to get to the sideline before he's pushed out. And that time on 1st down, the Cavaliers are going to start with the run.
Well, I like Roberson on that. Was an outside stretch play where you have your entire offensive line stepping to the left, trying to run outside zone. And he's just looking for a seam there. It may be inside, it may be outside, or it may be on the extreme outside, which is ultimately where he went. But that's a really nice play to give the running back a couple different options. Jacob Ziegler with a nice tackle.
2nd and 6 after the gain by Roberson. Now they'll hand it off to Mikey Pearson. Tries to get up inside the hole. He does, and he's going to pick up 5 or 6. And now 3rd and short upcoming at around the Sally's 11 to 12-yard line.
Well, here they get this run game going. They have big splits with the offensive line. That puts the defensive line in a little bit of a predicament. They've got to decide whether to play on or allow these gaps to develop. And Pearson did a great job there of taking advantage of the run to the right, finding a seam and exploiting it.
Pearson once again in the backfield on 3rd and short. Troyer will hand it off out of the gun. He's going to try to lower his shoulder, does Pearson, and get forward enough for the 1st down. And it's going to be really close once again for the Middletown offense as the clock continues to tick at 6:40. Salesianum still with the 10-0 lead as Middletown going to try to get on the board here. And we could have another measurement, or are we going to move the chains?
First down.
Move the chains.
First down. Pearson with a really nice, what we call a box cut. A box cut is a 90-degree cut where you're running flat, and then all of a sudden you realize the hole develops immediately. You stick your outside foot in the ground, make a direct cut. Really well done there by Pearson to get just enough for the 1st down.
Hammond Garrett, the receivers to the bottom. Troyer in the gun now on 1st and 10. They'll hand off to Roberson. Makes a defender miss, and now he's going to try to get to the pylon, and he's into the end zone. A touchdown for Josh Roberson, an 11-yard carry to open up the scoring for the Cavaliers. And it all started with that big punt return from Mikey Pearson, the one running back, and the other, Josh Roberson, capping it off for 6.
Roberson did a great job there on that outside stretch zone to the left side of Middletown's line. They do a nice job of initially blocking. There was a defender who had a chance for Roberson, but Roberson is really elusive, did a great job of bouncing outside, and then has excellent speed to finish the run.
Extra point. Moments away from here, it's going to be Ham. Good snap, good hold, kick is up. And kick is through, and just like that, we've got a 10-7 ball game in the Battle of the Beast here tonight at Middletown High School. 6:06 remaining in half number 1, 10-7. Coach, we know it started with Pearson there on the punt return, gave them fantastic field position. But as you mentioned, they started to run the ball. there in the red zone.
Well, I was glad to see that. I think that gives your offensive line confidence. Hey, we can attack. And most linemen would rather run block than they would pass block. It's really difficult, especially against a big, tough line like Salesianum's front four presents you, to hold these guys off. So if you get some run, now the defensive line isn't quite so apt to tee off. You've got them a little bit defensive, excuse the pun, and now you can find different ways to exploit them in the pass game. But it goes back to an excellent special teams play by the punt return group, getting some nice blocking, and Pearson obviously doing a lot on his own.
Roberson caps it off with an 11-yard touchdown carry. He's able to bounce it to the outside. Got a good block down the field from one of the receivers. Allowed him to get into the end zone. 10-7, 6:06. And Hamill booted away. And he'll take a hop, and Ryan going to try to field it. He does at the 15. Flags come flying. He'll try to get to the sideline. He does, almost out to the 20. But we're going to have to wait and see this laundry on the field first.
Well, as a kickoff returner or a punt returner, you want to try to always field the ball in the air, which gives you momentum forward. Unfortunately, that kick was a little shorter than Ryan had expected, had to run up, had to let it bounce, and that allowed the coverage team to get down.
Our officials tonight, the referee Mike McGill, umpire Jeff Ford, linesman Daryl Montgomery, line judge Fran Burster, back judge David Moyer, and the clock operator Paul Lombardo. Great crew here set for this one tonight.
Well, these officials in the state of Delaware have really done a great job this year. They've been stressed because of the shortage of officials, a lot of games going on. Some officials work 2, maybe even 3 games in a day if you've got a morning, afternoon, and night game. I mean, these guys, I don't know what they're going to do with all this money, but they're doing a yeoman's job, and I think it's very difficult. People don't understand how hard that is just to be on your feet and concentrate that much.
1st and 10 deep in their own territory after the penalty against the Sows. They'll hand off the Ransom on 1st down. That ball is out. Wheeler, I believe, came and scooped it up. And he's going to be tackled at the 2-yard line. And that's Mikey Pearson, who made a great play on the ball as Ransom was met in the hole. Ball came out on contact, and Pearson able to scoop it up. And I'll tell you, Coach, it seemed like a few moments ago it was 10-0 favoring the Sows. Now a big momentum shift here for the home Cavaliers.
You just never know what type of play gets your team going. The punt return by Pearson was huge. Then the ability to run the ball to get maybe Salesianum not feeling quite so good about themselves defensively. Now, they've had a couple tough field positions here. The ball's inside the 5-yard line on the fumble recovery.
They'll snap, hand off to Pearson. They're going to try to let him finish it off. But he's met and taken down by a group of Sows. Nate Ray in there on the tackle as well for Salesiano, as well as a few others, including Andrew Semmel.
Yeah, Semmel did a really nice job there from his defensive tackle position of getting outside leverage, read the head of the guard blocking him, was able to slide out, and that helped Nate Ray help corral him on the finish.
Pearson once again the back. They'll turn, give it to him. Pearson trying to get into the end zone. And he's going to be stopped short.
They decided to run Pearson right up the middle. There was an excellent double team, center and right guard, on the big, lanky Armand Foster, the D tackle, who was in there. Pretty good play by Foster to try to split it.
Up tempo, they go right back to Pearson. He's going to be met and brought down. And you mentioned Foster. There he is again, shedding the offensive lineman and making the play at the line of scrimmage. A huge play.
Foster is really good with his hands, very aggressive, gets out of his stance very quickly. Trevor Way also had some penetration to send the runner back inside to Foster, but really good team defense down on the goal line by Salesianum.
And a field goal would tie it, clock ticking at 4:34. Offense going to stay out on the field on 4th and goal from the 3. Troyer in the shotgun. Pearson sits to his right. He'll take the snap. It was a high one. He'll hand it off. Pearson trying to bounce it, and he can't do it. I believe that was Jacob Ziegler coming up from the secondary. He was the first one to make contact. And how about that stand by the Salesianum defense at the goal line?
Well, it started with Foster inside, and then Way was involved. And as you mentioned, Ziegler there with a terrific play. What happened on the last 2 plays, the snap to the gun quarterback, who means he's back about 4.5 yards, was high, both of them. That throws the timing off slightly of the play. They could not get to the edge, and just some great team defense. Paul Salvo's got to feel great about that goal line stand after the fumble.
And not only that, you lose some as well. It's a tackle for loss. So better field position now for the Salesianum offense as opposed to being deep at your own 1 or 2 yard line. So they're now going to start it from the 10. And we'll have a whistle down on the field. We'll have our first timeout of the half. It's going to belong to Salesianum. They'll have 2 remaining. Clock stopped at 4:18. In half number 1, Nick Alessandrini alongside Bill Harmon, Jason Winchell, Mike Lang on top, working the camera for us here tonight. And, Coach, we knew we were going to have a good one on paper. Number 5, Salesianum, who's 4-1 on the year. Number 1, Middletown, only 2 losses coming to out-of-state teams. They took down number 2, Smyrna, about a month or 2 ago here in the Harvest Bowl. And defense at a premium, some big plays. We've seen a pick 6 from Salesianum, that goal line stand from the Sally's defense, and then special teams, Mikey Pearson, a big play for Middletown. We're seeing it in all aspects of the game here tonight.
This game's had a little bit of everything, but it really has been keyed by both defenses. Fast, big, tough, well-coached, do a great job of presenting a lot of issues for anybody's offense, and I think in this game it's going to come down to which team makes the least amount of mistakes.
In the pistol is Stewart on first down. They'll hand it off. A nice hole for Curley. But it closed up really quickly. As once again in on the tackles, Tristan Graham was able to make the play after a gain of 5 from Curley.
The hole looked like it was going to go for about 10 or 15, but Graham working down the line of scrimmage is really quick. And a lot of players, when they're blocked, sometimes get to the backside hip. Graham does a great job of reading the head, working across towards the play, because the head's always going to tell you where the play's going to be or where they don't want you to go. He's a really fine athlete.
2nd and 5 now for Sally's. Back to Curley to the right side, and a short gain, maybe 1 or 2. And I believe Wheeler in there to make the play alongside Kasim Powell, the junior nose tackle.
The speed of Middletown's linebackers are the biggest difference maker here. When you play a 3-man front, you're asking linebackers to take a couple different gaps. There's some bubbles in there, but the way Middletown plays with their linebackers stepping downhill, but then always having the ability to scrape side to side, really makes it difficult to run the ball within the tackles against them.
Here we go, Coach. Another 3rd down, 3rd and 4 as we tick under 3 minutes to go in half number 1. Stewart in the shotgun, Curley the back. He'll fake it to him. Now he'll throw into the flat for Lucas Ryan. He dies, but unable to haul it in. And that time he had Ryan in the flat out by the first down marker. Kind of looked like he was fading away as he was throwing that one and got a little bit away from him.
Well, the reason he was fading away was that Drew Beckford was in his face. And the freshman actually, I thought, made a pretty good throw. Had he had another half of a second, I think he would have completed that for a first down. Ryan did a great job of getting to the stakes +2. And Storier had to release the ball a little bit early because of the blitz of Bradford.
Clock stop now for the moment at 2:49. Montgomery back out. Pearson with a huge return last time around. He sits at the 45. Pearson going to settle right under in this one. We'll field it at the 47. Cuts inside, breaks a tackle, and then finally brought down as we have a Cavalier come flying at around the 36. So once again, the Cavaliers going to start with some good field position here into Salesianum territory. They'll have 2:39 to work with.
Montgomery with some great hang time, better coverage by Salesianum's punt cover team, but Pearson is really good at catching the ball and then getting what we call vertical right away. He looks. That's where all the great punt returns start. They start up the field and then break out to the side. Pearson's really been impressive, not only with his ability to catch the ball, but make a quick decision after the catch.
So here comes the Cavalier offense. Now a chance to once again take the lead on this drive. Troyer in the shotgun. Crisella, the lone receiver, to the bottom of your screen. Roberson to his right. From the Salesianum 38. Troyer fires, has his man. It's Hinson at the 25, and a good throw and catch there. First down for the Cavaliers.
What was really smart by the offensive staff of Middletown, That time they left their tight end in to help block. So they had a 6-man protection. They could release the back. If he stayed in, they'd have a 7-man and a really nice, what we call a dig pattern. Receiver goes down 10 to 12 and then breaks into the middle of the field. A little bit of a soft spot there against the defense. A wonderful throw by Troyer stepping into it.
Garrett, Ham, and Hinson in trips to the top. Crisilla once again the lone receiver at the bottom. Troyer play action, fires, has Garrett across the middle, but that ball is tipped out. A good play in coverage that time from number 3, Nick Strasowski from Salesianum. He'll break that one up.
Strasowski did a nice job of stepping down from his safety position. That's one thing Middletown has shown they want to try to exploit, those low crossing routes. But that was really well played. If your safety doesn't get there, and you have a blitz on, which Sally's did have, then that's going to be a very vulnerable spot. So a really nice play call, but an excellent play by the safety.
2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Troyer in the gun, Pearson now to his left. Crisilla once again at the bottom of your screen all by himself. Here's the snap on 2nd and 10. He's going to look that way to Crisilla. A little shoulder fake. Now going to loft it up into the end zone, and maybe a miscommunication as Crisilla had some separation on the double move. He kind of took it into a post, and Troyer kind of threw that one to the sideline.
Yes, I think you're right. I think he was looking for a corner route to ultimately come. Troyer had plenty of time. Middletown, again, going with the 6-man protection, a very smart changeup by Middletown, since right now Salesianum is only rushing 4. That's going to happen from time to time. You see it at the pro level. You see it at the college level, so why wouldn't it happen at the high school level? But Crisilla and Troyer definitely have a good relationship. Look for them to hook up later on.
3rd and 10. It's reversed to Crisilla. He's going to have room to run. He's got Green in front of him, and he's going to have first down yardage. But here comes a late flag thrown halfway across the field. And when you see a flag like that, it could be coming back. Well, again, we'll wait and get the call. A good play call that time from Middletown. They faked the handoff up the middle, pitched to Crisilla on the end around. It was good enough for first down yardage before the penalty. And it's going to be a hold against Middletown as we thought, and that's going to bring this one back.
Love the play call, and there was an excellent block by the freshman, William Garrett, down the field that actually sprung Crisilla for the additional yardage. But a really good call. Salesianum looking for everything to come to their right. The reverse runs back the field. An unfortunate penalty after a really nice call.
3rd and 10 now for Middletown. From the Salesianum 23. 1:57 here remaining in half number 1. A 10-7 ball game in favor of the visiting Sows. And now, again, your 3rd and 4 here for Middletown. We'll call it 3rd and 2 as Troyer getting the play call here from the sideline. Looks like there's some confusion. Again, they're going to have to hurry up and try to get this one off. Troyer in the gun. They need 2. Crisilla, the lone man, to the bottom. He's got 2 receivers to the top. He's going to look that way. Fire has his man at the first down marker making the catch. And that's going to be good enough for a first down. There he is yet again, Coach. That's Garrett.
Garrett did a wonderful job of understanding where the stakes were. He runs a little sit-down or hitch route where the receiver drives off, sells a deep route, then sticks his foot in the ground, works back to the quarterback, shows him his whole body. An excellent throw by Troyer. You can just tell that's something they work on a lot in that situation.
Clock will continue to run here. 1:44 and ticking after the completion on the far sideline. 1st and 10 now from the 12-yard line. Middletown can get another first down at the 2. Troyer in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Play action. Here comes the pressure. He's going to get out of the pocket. Going to have to make something happen. He tries again. I'm not sure if he was throwing that one away or had his man near the pylon. Either way, it results in an incomplete pass. There's that Salesianum pressure.
I think sometimes quarterbacks want to make a play. That's just what they're taught to do, and that's what they feel like they have to do. But once in a while, keep some poise, roll out. You don't like it, you're getting pressured, throw the ball away. It was first down, live to play another play, especially deep in the red zone with time running out in the half.
9 of 19 in the first half for Troyer, 74 yards, 2 interceptions. So 2nd and 10 from the 12. 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. It's Crisilla on the outside and Garrett in the slot. Troyer looking that way. Now he'll fire across the middle, has a man, and into the end zone. Touchdown Middletown. A 12-yard pitch and catch from Austin Troyer to Mikey Pearson, who gets into the end zone.
Troyer had just enough time to survey the field, found Pearson running a crossing route, something they've been working on all evening. And Pearson, an excellent receiver, does a great job of showing Troyer his whole number since he's only wearing number 3. And that gives the quarterback a really nice target. Those crossing routes are difficult to throw for a quarterback because you've got to deal with the line, you've got to deal with vision, and then the timing of the play. An excellent throw, but even a better finish to the run by the senior Pearson.
Snap, kick is up and good. And Middletown has the lead here after trailing 10-0. They have scored 14 unanswered to take a 14-10 lead with 1:20 remaining here in the first half. And Coach Austin Troyer, the junior quarterback for Middletown, that time started left, went through his progressions, and then came back to the backside. And that's what you like to see out of your quarterback, not always having to go with the first read, but able to get through his progression.
Here's what's really impressive about Troyer, only a junior. First of all, the coaching staff stayed with him after 2 early picks. His resiliency, his poise in the pocket was extraordinary. He didn't let down. He didn't hang his head. He didn't complain. He came right back out and just kept slinging the ball. He's really good at that. He's got a nice group of receivers, and his line is generally, since those interceptions, given him pretty good protection. So it was the ability of Middletown to stay with their game plan. They've hit crossing routes, done a really nice job of trying to exploit the field, and their special teams play with 2 really good punt returns have given them excellent field position, both by Pearson.
Ryan will catch this one at the 5, and he's got a hole up the middle, and he's going to get through it at the 40. He's now going to reverse field to the 45, and trying to make some more defenders miss. Didn't want to run out of bounds like you see in the NFL, Coach. He's going to stay in, make a few more defenders miss, and pick up a few extra yards. And the Sal's with pretty good field position to start this. Could be final drive of the first half. 1:08 to work with for Salesianum, and they'll begin it out near their own 45-yard line. 48-yard line.
What an impressive return by Lucas Ryan. He started left. He finds the hole, as you so aptly described, cuts back across the field, switches the ball, gets to the numbers on the far side right in front of Middletown's bench, and then decides to cut back and get a couple more yards. That was probably a 60-yard run for about 45, but I'll tell you what, I like Lucas Ryan a lot. A really good competitor and an excellent return to give Sally's some really nice field position here in the closing minute of the half.
1st and 10 from their own 49, a minute 08 to work with. Curling in the pistol behind Stewart, and they'll go double slot here on 1st down. Stewart looking to throw on first, fires to the sideline, has his man, it's Balin with the catch. And he's going to tiptoe the sideline and stay in bounds before finally being pushed out just inside the 32. And a big play there to open it up, good for 19, and Stewart finds his man.
Not only does Balin have good hands, he's got really good balance as he was able to work himself down the right sideline. An excellent throw by Stewart, and he had really good protection. They left the back end to help protect. Nice job there, giving the freshman ample opportunity to find Balin on that crossing route.
That one good for 21. Back in the pistol, a minute to work with for Stewart and company. Straight drop back out of the gun. Here comes the pressure. He's hit hard. Ball is up and over the intended target's head down the field. And now we're going to have a late flag as Stewart was drilled by Tristan Graham, the junior, who's having a heck of a ball game up front defensively for Middletown.
Wouldn't you know it, a roughing the passer. We've seen a lot of that in the last week, haven't we, guys? But and I think it is so important in high school that you protect the quarterback. You protect him at every level, but in high school he's really exposed. Troyer hung into the pocket. I really commend his courageousness to stand in, and then Graham just coming downhill. Now sometimes it's just difficult to teach any player to pull off when you're right there, but then you've got to either work to the side or at least as you take the man to the ground to try to roll off to the side. And Graham will get that good pressure, and Troyer hung in there, and they get the benefit of the roughing the passer. Certainly one of the most debated football issues, certainly of this season.
Absolutely right. Brady fined earlier today or yesterday for trying to kick Grady Jarrett after that personal foul. 56 seconds to go. 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line for Salesianum. Stewart going to take it on the quarterback draw, but he is hammered at around the 15, and Stewart has taken some shots, but the freshman getting right up. And now a whistle and a timeout. Salesianum, and once again, Drew Beckford. He was the one laying the boom.
They love to run Stroyer down in the red zone. He had a longer run early in the season for a touchdown. He's a good runner. He is not the fastest player on the field, but he's tough and reads well. They do a little gut block to the left, and Stroyer read that as, hey, I'm going to take off to the right, and a really fine tackle there by Beckford, who's had an excellent first half.
46.5 seconds remaining. Timeout Salesianum. They have one remaining. 14-10 the lead right now for Middletown, who has scored 14 unanswered. But once Middletown scored their last touchdown with only a minute and a half to work with, Salesianum put together a very nice drive here in the 2-minute drill to try to answer with some points themselves. And as I mentioned, 46.5 still remaining here, so plenty of time. Time really not an issue here for Salesianum.
Well, they can certainly afford to throw the ball. They have at least one timeout remaining. Stroyer is going to manage this really well. He's got a good feel for situational football. Coach Deladon's done just an absolutely fantastic job with this freshman.
Stewart fires across the middle. That one almost caught, but almost intercepted as two Salesianum receivers almost collided. I believe it was Gaiman and Ryan across the middle, and that ball got into somebody's hands but broken up there in the secondary.
Well, they did. They had two receivers literally in the same location. You had, I believe, might have been Nate Ray coming from the left on the crosser, and then you had Gaiman coming in from the right. So there probably was a little confusion there in the route structure because you didn't have to run into the end zone. But on those crossing routes, you generally want to have at least 6 yards of depth separation to high-low people, and they were at about 3 yards.
So third and about 6, 42 seconds remaining for Stewart in the offense. Looking to the right, fires to the back of the end zone, and that one broken up. Good coverage back over on that side for Middletown. And some laundry on the field at around the 18-yard line near the line of scrimmage. The official's going to talk it over, and it's going to be a hold against Salesianum. So that'll back them up. And obviously, Coach, you think you're trying to score a touchdown here, no doubt. But you also got a very good field goal kicker in James Collins. And that penalty there going to back you up a little bit, make it tougher on both.
Well, that was a throw that Stroyer had to just drop in there. He had Ryan running a post corner route, which is where you break in and then try to wrong foot the defensive back and then break to the outside. And he just threw it a little bit more on a straight line. That's a really tough touch throw. Ryan, a good route runner. And I think with Collins' leg, this is certainly within his range. As I mentioned, he has a 46-yarder to his credit.
So 37.5 seconds remaining in half number one. A 14-10 lead for Sally's. Trips now to the top of the screen. Stewart in the pistol. They'll fake the wide receiver screen. They've got a man wide open. It's up, caught, and into the end zone. A touchdown. Ben Anton, who we talked about earlier in the broadcast, with a huge touchdown catch from 18 yards out. And that's going to give Salesianum the lead right back, and the freshman Stewart hanging in the pocket and delivering a beautiful throw.
And you see that at all levels. Players get so excited they want to make a play on that tunnel screen or the in place as you described it. They step up, and at least one D-back has to stay deep there. Depends on what coverage scheme you're in. I think they were in a cover 3 look at the moment to trips. And the safety, if he's the one who's responsible, you just don't buy up. You wait because you have other people to handle the in place. And a really nice throw by Stroyer stepping into it off a nice little shoulder fake to the in place, and Anton finishes off. I like the looks of Anton. He's a really good route runner. He's got wonderful hands. That was a really tough catch to make with people around.
Snap, hold, and kick is up and good. And Salesianum takes the lead back after the touchdown. They put together a nice drive. It started with the kick return from Lucas Ryan. Got him out near midfield, and the offense did the rest. They score their first touchdown of the night to give them the lead 17-14, 30.5 seconds remaining here in the opening half.
Boy, special teams have been a big factor here this evening, haven't they? The Pearson, 2 good punt returns. The Ryan, really good kickoff return. So many people forget how important that aspect of the game is. And what I like about both these teams, they play a lot of their regular personnel on their special teams. And I think you're seeing that more and more at the high school level. Yes, it's wonderful to reward some other players sometimes, but if you really want to have successful special teams, when other people are playing their best, you've got to have your best out there as well.
So we'll see what Middletown decides to do, probably pending the kickoff return here. We'll see what James Collins decides to do. Kicking the ball here for Salesianum. Back to receive for Middletown is Roberson. And Collins boots this one away, and it is a absolute boot.
It's not coming back. That was kicked down to Smyrna. And as we mentioned, that Collins has a great leg. And, again, I want to go back and talk about the young man. He practices so hard. He works extremely well on his technique. He's out there at all times. As I mentioned, he's not playing a position, so he's always working on his craft. Well-deserving player. He's going to be kicking for somebody on Saturday, and who knows, maybe on Sunday, because I like the young man's work ethic, and I also like the fact he's very clutch.
Yeah, you don't see kickers like that too often. So 30.5 seconds. Middletown will start this one from the 20 after the touchback, and we'll see what they decide to do. Looking like they're going to take a knee here. And how about this, Coach? Again, we're going to take a knee out of the shotgun.
That tells me they've never taken a snap from underneath.
I agree with
kind
you
of a
there.
crazy way the game has gone, right? But that's the way it is, and they have total confidence in their center. A really interesting first half, a lot of big plays, special teams kind of dominating, but some absolutely exceptional defensive plays as well. Both defensive lines have really been a big factor. This is an excellent ball game between two really good teams who are both very well coached.
And heading into the locker room, a 17-14 lead. Salesianum over Middletown here at Cavalier Stadium. We have a good one here tonight on Delaware Live Sports. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to be joined by a special guest. And then we'll get you back here for third quarter action in the Battle of the Beast game between Middletown and Salesianum. It's a top 5 matchup in 3A right here on Delaware Live Sports.
I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. We just clicked, like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all this seating now and the big table, the bench seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris.
High Five Hospitality, founded in 2004 when 3 guys teamed up to introduce the Buffalo Wild Wings franchise to Delaware. To date, they operate 8 Buffalo Wild Wings in Delaware and Maryland. Also the Stone Balloon and Limestone Barbecue. And let's not forget Expectation and 5 Jersey Mikes throughout Delaware. High Five Hospitality's mission is to operate 5 brands that serve high-quality products with exceptional hospitality.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon.
Melissa Ellis is part of 4 Acre Realty Company. She is licensed in both Delaware and Pennsylvania. Melissa knows that being personable and patient is a key to her success as a realtor. Helping both buyers and sellers understand current market values and conditions puts them in the best position when making an offer or pricing a home for sale. That kind of high-level professional communication and her skill at being a team player put Melissa's clients at ease, knowing she has their best interests at heart. Melissa is also an athlete herself, playing multiple sports so she understands what teamwork means. She is still involved in sports, whether it's sponsoring, coaching, or being team mom for her own 2 daughters' teams. What sets her apart is how grateful Melissa is for the trust of her clients. She never takes that trust for granted. She affords all people respect and honesty and works hard to be the support system clients need and deserve. Melissa Ellis, strong connections, strong service.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
But have you tried Premier?
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon.
How you doing? My name's Mike Cassidy. I'm the founder and president of Cassidy Painting. I started back in 1984, incorporated in 1986. I never had the word no in my vocabulary. When someone called me to do a job, I always said yes. Whether it was a struggle, whether it was 7 days a week, sun up to sundown, it didn't matter. And with that philosophy, we were able to grow to the size we are. We employ close to 80 individuals.
We really enjoy being in the family business. I look forward to coming to work every day, and it's so nice to work with the people that we work with in the office. We've really become a family with them. We really create a family experience around here.
Cassidy Painting is a very diversified company. We don't say no to anything. We deal with everything from epoxy floors to painting buildings to spray foam insulation, spray fireproofing. If it deals with a coating, we can handle it. So when our customers call and they're under the gun and they know the need to get a job done, they know who to call because we perform. We've always been performed. We've never been replaced out of 37 years of business. For any of your painting needs, we can handle it.
High school athletics is not what it used to be. The sporting goods industry has been disrupted, adding to coach and athletic director daily challenges. BSN Sports stands ready to change the fundamentals of our industry, giving our customers the advantages they need right now. Your dedicated local sales pro is supported with nationwide team service, including sport and category experts. Get the look of D1 colleges and pro teams with our program that streamlines ordering your staff apparel, player gear, and fanwear. Stretch your budget with our fundraising solution. Free and ready in minutes. Our campus branding products are perfect for boosting school and team pride. BSN Sports has the advantages you need right now.
First State Orthopedic statewide has 29 physicians at 16 locations. Our physicians and staff provide both non-surgical as well as surgical treatment for almost all orthopedic conditions and injuries. We are specially trained in the current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physician and orthopedic consultant for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to the local emergency departments as well as medical aid units and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Call for an appointment today or visit us at firststateortho.com.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Today we're at Thompson Island Brewing Company in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Come check us out. Located in the Rehoboth Gateway next to Blue Coast Rehoboth, Thompson Island will follow the Sodell tradition of serving beautiful, simple food that will pair perfectly with our fresh homemade beer. Thompson Island is the perfect place to have dinner with your family, enjoy happy hour with friends at the bar, or spend a day in the beer garden playing bocce ball and ping pong. Thompson Island Brewing Company in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, open 7 days a week. See you soon.
Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution. We are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Today we're at Matt's Fish Camp in Fenwick Island, Delaware. Come check us out. Matt's Fish Camp features seafood classics, coastal comfort food, and chef-driven specials that pair perfectly with our large selection of craft ales, curated wine list, and camp cocktails. Matt's offers indoor and outdoor dining and is the perfect place to have dinner with your family, happy hour with friends, or enjoy lunch at the Raw Bar. Matt's Fish Camp in Fenwick Island, Delaware, open 7 days a week year-round. See you soon.
Wraps, signs, banners, and promotional items that can help your business stand out from the rest. Looking for an excellent way to convey a professional image? Customized promotional products are the perfect way to target new customers, increase employee retention, and boost your brand awareness. Let the professionals at Cassidy Graphics bring your advertising ideas to life. Give them a call today at 302-326-2412. Again, that number is 302-326-2412. Again, Cassidy Graphics brings your advertising ideas to life.
I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. we just clicked like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all this seating now and the big table, the bench seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris.
High Five Hospitality, founded in 2004 when three guys teamed up to introduce the Buffalo Wild Wings franchise to Delaware. To date, they operate 8 Buffalo Wild Wings in Delaware and Maryland. Also the Stone Balloon and Limestone Barbecue. And let's not forget Expectation and 5 Jersey Mikes throughout Delaware. High Five Hospitality's mission is to operate 5 brands that serve high-quality products with exceptional hospitality.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon.
Melissa Ellis is part of 4 Acre Realty Company. She is licensed in both Delaware and Pennsylvania. Melissa knows that being personable and patient is a key to her success as a realtor. Helping both buyers and sellers understand current market values and conditions puts them in the best position when making an offer or pricing a home for sale. That kind of high-level professional communication and her skill at being a team player put Melissa's clients at ease, knowing she has their best interests at heart. Melissa is also an athlete herself, playing multiple sports, so she understands what teamwork means. She is still involved in sports, whether it's sponsoring, coaching, or being team mom for her own 2 daughters' teams. What sets her apart is how grateful Melissa is for the trust of her clients. She never takes that trust for granted. She affords all people respect and honesty and works hard to be the support system clients need and deserve. Melissa Ellis. Strong connections, strong service.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
but have you tried Premier?
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon.
How you doing? My name's Mike Cassidy. I'm the founder and president of Cassidy Painting. I started back in 1984, incorporated in 1986. I never had the word no in my vocabulary. When someone called me to do a job, I always said yes, whether it was a struggle, whether it was 7 days a week, sun up to sundown, it didn't matter. And with that philosophy, we were able to grow to the size we are. We employ close to 80 individuals.
We really enjoy being in the family business. I look forward to coming to work every day, and it's so nice to work with the people that we work with in the office. We've really become a family with them. We really create a family experience around here.
And Cassidy Painting is a very diversified company. We don't say no to anything.
And welcome back inside Delaware Live Sports, a top 5 matchup in Class 3A tonight. Number 5 Salesianum traveling here to Cavalier Stadium, taking on number 1 Middletown. Nick Alessandrini alongside the coach Bill Harmon, our producer Jason Winchell, and now we have a very special guest up here in the press box. We are now joined by Esaias Guthrie, Middletown graduate of 2019, also formerly of Delaware State. I know you got some news coming up here in a little while, but we got you up here joining us, and just talk to us a little bit about what's coming next for you. I know you're now entering the transfer portal.
Yeah, I'm just looking for my next football home. My next football home, somewhere I can thrive and elevate, and just do what I do, and that's just play ball. You know, I just want to be able to play ball at the highest level and compete at the highest level. So can't wait for that to come.
Absolutely, and we're thrilled to be joined by you here at the place where you used to play your high school football here at Middletown. So how's it feel being back on the sideline? We saw you down there, you know, talking to the guys here in a big matchup against Salesianum. Me and you had a TV show earlier this week, and we talked about a tough loss that you had when you were at Middletown to Salesianum. Here it is, a big game. How you feeling being back here at your old high school?
Goosebumps. I was walking out with them when they came out, and it brought me back to the good old days, right? The Cavalier Stadium is somewhere that's great to play, no matter what side you're on. You know, it's a great environment. It's a hostile environment, but it's one that's going to bring out the best in you. It's either going to make you or it's going to break you.
Esaias, tell me what it's like to play for Coach Blum.
It's amazing. His offensive mind is great. His defensive mind is great. I had the opportunity to play for both Blums. I went to AI high school at first, and so I was able to play with his brother, and to come here and see the older brother, the way that he coached was a little different. He's hard on you. He's always going to get on you, but he's only doing it because he loves you, right? And he really demands the best from his players, and that's something you got to respect. That's something you got to love. And he's a player's coach. His players love him, and they love playing for him.
What are you doing to stay in shape while you're waiting to find your next venue to go play?
Yeah, I mean, I work out every day. I'm trying to stay in like the rotation of being in season and waking up early and going to get a workout in, and trying to get my meals at the right times. And when I usually work out here, I'll do something else or run or something like that, just to keep my regiment kind of the same as me being in season. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Esaias, you mentioned some guys when we talked earlier this week that you've been working out with, staying in shape. Just tell everybody, you know, kind of the guys that you've been able to work out with and kind of hone your skills with and just develop some different things.
Yeah, so I had the opportunity to work with Darius Slay from the Eagles, work out with him. Over the winter, I'll go out to LA and work out with Jalen Ramsey and Jacoby Durant from the SC State. So I'm really interested in that. Even got the opportunity to work out with a couple of guys from this year's team, Middletown Cavaliers. Pick their brain and give them a little knowledge.
There you go, exactly right. And we're about set for second half kickoff. Esaias is going to stay with us here for some third quarter action. But, Coach, before we get started, what did you see in half number 1?
Well, terrific defense by both teams, big-time special teams play by both teams, and then the resiliency of both quarterbacks to be able to handle themselves well under duress, throwing the ball.
And once again, Lucas Ryan doing something on the kickoff return, going to give Salesianum good field position to start half number 2. Looks like they're going to be marking this one around the Sally's 45. So that's where the freshman quarterback will take the field. Ryan Stewart. And Esaias, you've been watching this game, a freshman for Sally's. Yeah. Oh, just what have you seen out in the field from both teams here so far?
A lot of young play. I think that's the best way to put it. Middletown's quarterback is a junior, but he's also young when it comes to experience. And it shows. It's showing at times when he's getting pressure and not making the right decisions, kind of throwing it up in the air as a free-for-all. From Salesianum, they're playing well. As far as defense goes, they're definitely powering up front and checking them very well up front, making the plays they're supposed to make, you know. They're not letting down.
Lucas Ryan across the middle, and he is just making people miss. That's going to be a gain of 15 through the air from the freshman Ryan Stewart to Lucas Ryan. And Lucas Ryan, he's shifty today, Coach, making some guys miss.
He certainly is. He runs a low crosser from right to left, and Ryan is very elusive in the open field. He does a good job of being able to start and stop, re-accelerating, and he gets some of that Middletown speed to overrun him. And a really nice throw there, getting Stewart started with an easy throw.
Two catches now for Ryan, 24 yards, and a first down here for Salesianum, now into Middletown territory at the 40. They'll go double slot here in the pistol for Ryan Stewart. The freshman takes the snap out of the gun. They'll hand off the middle to Andrew Ransom, and a shoestring maybe there, guys, as he was brought down. A big hole for him, but he'll pick up 4.
They bring a 6-man pressure in there at 3-3, and they actually brought an edge rusher. And Ransom almost broke that. One of the things, when you have low tacklers, you want to always be trying to drive your legs up in the air to step out of the tackles. Ransom almost did it. Had he, it would have been a bigger gain.
Yep.
So 2nd and 6 coming up now here for Salesianum. First down marker sitting at the Middletown 30. And a big score for Salesianum to wind down the first half to give them the lead back, 17-14. They deferred, and now they'll get it here to begin half number 2. On 2nd and 6, right back to Ransom they go. Hole up the middle. And now he's going to try to carry some Cavaliers forward. He's going to pick up about 4 more.
Terrific block there by Joe Rubino on the right side, freeing up Ransom on that quick hitter. And that's one thing, how you want to attack a 3-3. You're looking for angles, first of all, and second of all, you want to attack it downhill quickly before those linebackers have a chance to get into their gap assignments.
Yep.
So now we're going to see 3rd and 2 for the Salesianum offense here.
Even though this is range for Collins, I think this is 4-down territory for Salesianum.
Back in the pistol on 3rd and 2. Stewart, he'll give back to Ransom. He's hit in the backfield. He'll try to leap forward, but he's going to look like he's a little bit short. And again, first contact made in the backfield by Eli Curran. And now it's going to be 4th and inches, or 4th and 1 here from the Middletown 31. And now decision time here for Salesianum.
Middletown has historically moved their defensive front. Sometimes they stem, which means they move prior to the snap. Then recently they've been angling, and that really can confuse offensive lines. They had Ballin in motion as the H-back, and excellent penetration there by Curran. He limps off the field, but a really fine play from the junior.
Offense back out onto the field here on 4th and 2. Balin on the flanker to the left. He'll go in motion. Curley now the back in the pistol. Stewart messed up the timing. Long snap, and he's going to be brought down. Tackle for loss and a turnover on downs. And the pressure up front, but Coach, once again, we talk about the timing on some of these shotgun snaps. A little bit high for Stewart. Throws off the timing on the motion.
That was a play I think Salesianum was going to check out of. They had actually crowded the box. There were 7 in the box. That means within the two tight end areas. And then the high snap just does not allow Curley the opportunity to get the ball. The timing completely thrown off, and a nice stand there by Middletown's defense to start the second half.
Esias, what'd you see on that play? 4th and 2, able to blow him up with the TFL.
4th and 2 is nothing you want to mess up a snap on. You can do that on 3rd down, you can do it on 2nd down, maybe 1st, but not on 4th. And so that showed there. They got in quick, got him down, and now the offense is on the field.
1st and 10 for Troyer. He'll go out of the gun here. Play action, going to look to throw. Fires across the middle. Leaping and making the catch is the captain, Noah Crisilla.
Crisilla continues to impress me with his deep crossing routes. He does an excellent job with his pace and his tempo, and he's got wonderful hands, especially when he's in a crowded area. And a wonderful throw there by Troyer, stepping up into it. Good protection. The 4-man pressure by Salesianum was picked up well by the front 5 of Middletown.
4 catches, 41 yards now for the captain, Noah Crisilla. New set of downs for the Cavaliers into Salesianum territory at the 44.
Man, I played with his brother, and he'd do the same thing, so looks like deja vu to me.
There you have Middletown. They're producing them over there. Pearson here on the handoff on 1st down. And good yardage there for Mikey Pearson. and he'll pick up about 5 on the first down carry.
Well, Kern limped off after that fine play on third down, and he's back in the game through a really nice block. Pearson gets downhill so quickly on the defense that if there's a seam, he exploits it as well as any back in the state.
6-yard gain, 2nd down and 4.
So 2nd and 4 after the 6-yard gain on the ground for Mikey Pearson. He'll stay the tailback here to the left of Austin Troyer. 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Some movement here, another play action. He'll look to the sideline. Tuck it, here comes the pressure, and they're going to wrap him up in the backfield. Number 52, Andrew Semmel, the junior, who we mentioned earlier, able to bring out Troyer for the sack, and now they'll lose a few here before 3rd and 5.
You almost forget about Semmel in there as one of the down linemen because, of course, you've got Nate Ray, you've got Johnson, and you've got Foster. But Semmel does a really nice job of holding his gap. He's very gap sound. He's got good hands, and that time he comes off the block of the left guard to make the play on Troyer.
That's something we in the back half like to call a coverage sack, right? He had 2-3 seconds to make the play. He didn't. And everybody on the D-line made their plays.
We'll see if they can do it again. 3rd and 5. Fire across the middle and almost intercepted, and he's upset about it. That one almost ended up in the hands of number 44. I believe that's a 44 for Salesianum.
It is. That's Noah Mix. He did a great job of reading the eyes of Troyer, who was looking into the middle of the field. As a quarterback, you've got to get schooled at looking off certain players. Now, that's a linebacker. Usually you're taught to look off safeties. But Mix did a terrific job of reading the eyes of Troyer being in the right spot.
Definitely got his depth, definitely got to his landmarks, and just was able to read and react.
So 4th down now for the Cavaliers. And back to receive is Lucas Ryan, who's had a few good returns both on kickoffs and punts today. It's going to be booted up from the 50. Going to hang in the air, waving for the fair catch and making it at the 15.
Fair catch made at the 15.
So that was actually Aiden Lucy who fair caught that one. So Sally's offense back out here now for the second drive of half number 2. 7:30 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. 17-14 game. Sally's leading Middletown. And coming in, we knew both of these teams had really stout defenses, and we know which team was going to show up. And both defenses played well in the first half. Sally's had a pick 6, almost 2 interceptions. And now Sally's offense back out onto the field here. And besides, they've got a freshman quarterback this year, Salesianum, something you don't typically see. And what do you think of Salesianum's performance so far here?
I'll tell you what, their offensive coach has a lot of trust in this guy. Right, he's putting a lot of trust in him. He may be a freshman, but he's showing that he can take over a team and control the game as far as time goes. And make some big-time throws just like that one
there.
Right
there
there.
He goes, Lucas Ryan on the run, on the bootleg, and a big gain for number 5 in white, and a huge gain on first down off of the play action. Stewart to Lucas Ryan, and that's going to be good for a huge chunk. Make it 41.
Terrific call by the offensive coordinator, Gene Deladon. That's the second time they booted to the right. And so many coaches, they fall in love with their script. They like to boot these quarterbacks to their left. Stroyer being a righty, it's much easier for him to roll, survey the field. And Ryan is becoming one of his favorite receivers who really runs good crossing routes, gets into Stroyer's vision, and Stroyer was able, because of the action, to find him on the deep cross.
Yeah, them two, 1 and 5, they're going to be a big duo coming up in the state of Delaware.
1st and 10 here for Salesianum. Play action again for Stewart. Pump fake. Now he'll tuck it and run at the 40. Cuts inside, leans forward, and he'll pick up 8 yards on the keeper that time as he scrambles out and tucks it and runs.
One of the most difficult things for a young quarterback is when to decide to tuck the ball and run. And I think Stroyer, for a freshman, is very poised. He's very understanding of the offensive scheme that Coach Deladon wants him to run. Good coverage downfield. He's able to tuck in and run and put themselves in a great position. But I like the decision-making of this young man. Good on the boots, throws the ball away in the first half a couple times, making good decisions, not only with his mind but his feet.
Yep.
This drive started back at the Sally's 15. 2nd and 2. They'll hand off to Curley, and he's met Hackett, the first one to wrap him up. Jaden Wheeler going to get in there as well.
That was another hot snap. Hot, when I mean fast, it came at him fast. He had to hurry up and catch it, get it to his running back.
And we've seen a few of them both ways for both of these teams here so far in this one. Sally's still leading 17-14. We take under 6 minutes, and now, guys, a 3rd and 2. And maybe you're thinking 4th down territory here for Salesianum?
I would think so, but going back to Esias's point, one of the reasons centers sometimes get a little hard with those snaps is if you have a man right on you, you tend to tense up a little bit. You know you've got to step and make the block as soon as you snap it. That's a very smart scheme when you load somebody on top of the center.
Middletown in that 3-4. Here's 3rd and 2. Drops back to pass, and it's on a rope for a first down to Balin. And a big-time throw from the freshman there on 3rd down.
And watching this freshman, he understands the offense. He understands with his offensive coordinator how he wants them to read it, who he wants them to look at, when and where the spots are. He's showing his age. I mean, he's not showing his age here at all. He looks very poised. He looks very old. He looks like he can really play football, and that's something great for them.
Balance also been a very good possession receiver. Sits down on a little check down route over top of the center at about 8 yards and then converts it with an additional run.
The bad thing for Middletown is that when they get down here, they have a kicker who can kick the ball very strong. And so this is going to be probably a 3-down territory with a kick to end it.
Collins, one of the best in the state here. 1st and 10 now from the 20. They'll play action again. Stewart going to put it in the air, looking for Nate Ray. He goes up, and did he make the catch? He did! Touchdown, Salesianum. And they're going to extend this lead here in the 3rd on a deep ball to Nate Ray, a 20-yard touchdown through the air.
Excellent protection. Stroyer has a chance to let the route develop and allow Ray to get down in that right seam on a straight pattern. And Ray has been brought into the Salesianum offense more and more in the last couple weeks. Does a great job of making a great catch, which was well contested. Ray's a tough competitor. He's got great hands. We talk about his defense, but now a huge play offensively.
And Science, what'd you see on the back end in the coverage?
He got behind the coverage. He got behind the corner on that corner route. Quarterback threw a great ball. Like I said, that quarterback is showing up today. And Salesianum is going to show up when they come into this hostile environment every single time. And that's granted to their coaching. That's granted to their way that they have over there at Salesianum. This is not going to be an easy one for Middletown to come back from. They're going to have to show that they can play football and play with speed, right? And so that's going to be a big thing right here. Make sure that we get our playmakers the ball and just try to score. Try to score.
And again, Middletown has not yet suffered, Coach, an in-state loss, but Salesianum trailing earlier and then put a score on the board to end the half to regain the lead. 14-10 they were trailing, and they've scored 14 unanswered.
Well, their protection here in the second half has been better. They haven't run the ball that much, but the bootleg action got Stroyer going early on, built his confidence up in a low crossing route to one of his favorite targets, Lucas Ryan. And then he finds Nate Ray to finish up at the protect. Starts up front. They've held it back in at times and some really good throws. Stepping into the action has been Ryan Stroyer, the freshman.
Now Middletown trying to make something happen on special teams. Here's Josh Roberson, but Sally's kickoff team with some great coverage there. They'll take him down near the 20. And that's where we'll see the Middletown offense yet again. But let's talk about the freshman here for Sally's. Having a heck of a game. Ryan Stewart, again, didn't start off as hot maybe. He was 2 for his first 8 passes for 28 yards. And in his last 5, he's completed 5 for 5 for 45 yards and 2 touchdowns in his last 5 attempts. So he's starting to get into a rhythm, and we saw him really work the play action on that last drive.
Part of his schematic. Part of it is confidence. Part of it is figuring out where the pressure is coming from. And I think we'll see Middletown go back to some more 4-, 5-, and 6-man pressures to try to see if they can't flush Stroyer out onto the perimeter.
Yeah, they're going to have to get him a little rattled. He's a little too comfortable back there, and he's really able to take his time, make the read, make the throw.
1st and 10 for Troyer. He'll go out of the shotgun, look to the near side. That one almost intercepted as he tried to get it to Josh Roberson, again near the near sideline. And a guy who's been channeling his inner Esaias Guthrie here so far this year is Jacob Ziegler, Coach. Had a pick 6 a few weeks ago, another one today. That's 2 pick 6s for him. We know Esaias, you're Mr. Pick 6. We know that's your nickname. But Ziegler having a heck of a season in the secondary for Salesianum as well.
Well, Ziegler Jr. has really learned his lessons well from Paul Salvo, the defensive coordinator. Does a great job of diagnosing the route and then driving on it.
2nd and 10 now. After the incompletion from Troyer. He'll take the snap, back out of the gun, fire to the far sideline in the flat, has his man. He's going to pick up 5 on the reception. And that's once again Noah Crisilla. Give him 5 or 6.
Austin Troyer showing off a little bit of his arm talent there. A throw to the wide side of the field, a short route. You've got to be able to drive the ball out of your hand with the back leg. A really nice throw on time into the left flat.
5 catches, 47 yards for Crisilla.
Salesianum goes with a cross on the inside by their 2 D linemen. Look for that to be a problem for Middletown's offensive line. Being that they're young, being that they're a little unexperienced, something like that is going to really mess up down in the long run.
And we've seen Sally's get some pressure with that front 4. And now here we go, 3rd and 4, 3:44 and ticking here in the quarter number 3. Troyer and Middletown need to play. He'll step up in the pocket, fire across the middle, and a good breakup once again. The secondary for Salesianum getting a hand on that one was number 3, Nick Straszowski. He's had a few pass breakups today.
Straszowski is really good back in that deep safety position of reading the eyes of Troyer. He was in perfect position. Messiah's talked about the T&T stunt. That was a T&E stunt where the defensive tackle loops outside and the defensive end comes underneath, trying to free up, confuse the blocking, and get a bigger man in the face of the quarterback.
Right now, Salesianum is controlling the game, easily controlling the game. Something that we have to be wary of is Middletown to take on some of these problematic stuff that's getting a little too problematic, to say the least.
That's a good way to put it, as that one goes into Salesianum territory. And again, don't want to punt it back into the hands of Lucas Ryan if you're a Cavalier fan. And now we'll see the Sally's offense back out again. And we talked about how impressive the freshman Stewart has been the last 2 drives, 5 for 5, 2 touchdowns in his last 5 throws. And now he'll come back out here. And coming in, guys, you know, you maybe think they don't have the highest powered offense maybe in the state of Delaware. Could be a defensive battle. Their defense has been stout all year. But that offense at the end of the first half and what we've seen here on their opening drive of the second half, they're doing their part here. They've looked good offensively.
I think the offense is gaining confidence every series against such a formidable opponent who puts a lot of pressure on you with their speed and their schematics.
In the pistol yet again. Stewart is going to throw on first down. Fires across the middle. Lucas Ryan has it now. Some room to run at the 50. He'll get into Middletown territory at the 45. And now Stewart 6 for 6 on his last 6 passes.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. If it's not broke, don't fix it. They go back to that same first play, his last drive, that crossing route to number 5, and he gets it and gets the yards he's supposed to get.
Ryan does a nice job of running that low cross coming from right to left because he shows his full number to the quarterback and doesn't come at full speed. Comes at about 85%, which is exactly how you're taught. Gene Deladon, Scott Cook, the receivers coach, doing a great job of not only coordinating this group, but teaching the really fundamentals that make the difference in big plays.
Get you some offensive line here. Left tackle, Josh Urban. Left guard, Cam Black. The center is Andrew Tiberi. The right guard, Joe Rubino. And the right tackle, Tommy Medico.
Middletown has to get some pressure on that quarterback. Like I said, he's a little too comfortable back there.
Back in the pistol here on first down after the completion to Ryan. He'll take the snap. This time they'll give it to Ransom. He has a hole up the middle. Almost broke a tackle. And that one going to bring him down. And if not, he could have maybe went for 6. That was a close one, but a touchdown potentially saving tackle by Jaden Wheeler.
Hunter Ballant, the mobile H-back, did a great job of blocking the inside linebacker, Drew Beckford, and that's why the play went so quickly up the middle. You've got to be able to find a way to block these Middletown linebackers at the second level, whether you are cracking on them, whether you're blocking down, pulling someone through. In that case, Hunter Ballant led through the hole with a terrific block.
2:42 and ticking, 2nd and 2. Back in the pistol, another snap above the head of Stewart. Same
right back
hole.
to it.
You said it, Asias. So up to Ransom, up the middle. And we've seen that a few times when this Salesianum offense sees something they like, they go right back to it. We saw it on the touchdown play earlier in the first half, and now back-to-back dives for Ransom, and that one's going to be good enough for a first down.
Anytime you can get a big body on a smaller linebacker, Beckford with Rubino, the big left guard, did a great job of blocking him at the hole at the point of attack, and another fine run. Salesianum and getting in rhythm here. The play caller, Gene Deladon, doing a good job of getting the plays in quickly, keeping some pressure on this Middletown defense.
They are definitely back against the wall right now. They're playing well. They're controlling the game from every aspect of it, whether it's the clock, whether it's the snap count. They're just playing very good football right now.
1st and 10 as Sally's putting together another nice drive here. And they'll take their first time out of the second half. 1:59 to go here, guys, in quarter number 3. A 24-10 lead. And again, Middletown was leading 14-10 at the near the end of that first half. And it's been 14 unanswered for Salesianum. We saw the coach a few weeks ago At Archmere, you were at William & Mary last week, but we saw Archmere score 14 unanswered in the second half with the help of Chris Albero, and Sally's doing it here on the road at Cavalier Stadium.
Well, Sias knows better than anyone how difficult this is to play here. The lights, the atmosphere, the cowbells, the really good team that shows up every Friday or Saturday down here. And this is a fantastic place. I've been coming down here for many years. I witnessed a great Sally's Middletown game at the old field here in 1972, where that's how old I am. But I was here as a spectator then. I was in college, and you just got to love these Friday night events, especially between two storied programs.
Look, man, Coach tells us all the time, look, we are everybody's Super Bowl in a sense, right? When they come in here, they want to be this. And Salesianum has that rich history of giving us an upset.
Handoff up the middle on first down. This time a good defensive play up front by Eli Curran. He was the first to wrap him up. So no gain that time on the carry for Ransom. Sets up 2nd and 10.
When you have a defensive line, even though it's only a 3-man front that loves to get pressure on, trapping is a great idea. They've been able to do that and also run some wham blocks with Ballant. That time that was very well defensed by the Middletown defensive line.
So 2nd and 10. First down marker at the 16 of Middletown. Back in the pistol goes Stewart. Behind him is the tailback Ransom, and now in motion is going Anton.
Interesting formation for them.
He'll take the snap, rolling right, has a man wide open, didn't see him, and that ball is almost intercepted as he tried to thread the needle around the 10-yard line. He was looking for Lucas Ryan, but might have missed a wide open teammate in the end zone. I think it was Hutter Ballant that had some room to operate down the middle of the field.
Yep, number 9 team was running wide open, broke out in the coverage once they brought over the other guy, and that was a formation that kind of messed with the defense a lot. Look for him to go back to that.
We've seen it a few times, Coach. What did you see on that play?
Well, Middletown showed a 4-man front. They flush Stoyer out to the right, and what that does is it compresses the field. It makes it easier for defensive backs to congregate around the ball, and they actually had 3 players around Ryan. Created the incomplete.
He'll drop back now on 3rd and 11.
Has
plenty of time, and that one almost intercepted across the middle. Almost wound up into the hands of Drew Beckford. It did not, but again, Asias, you mentioned it during the play, not too much of a pass rush coming from Middletown. Salesianum offensive line really giving Stewart some time to throw.
Yeah, and sometimes when you have too much time, you kind of look to force it a little bit, and that's just what he did, right? He just forced it a little bit too early. He should have let him get some more time, let him clear out a little bit more, and then he could have got him.
So 4th and 10, Coach, and looks like we're going to see the field goal unit, and why not when you got James Collins as your kicker, and this one looking to be about a 43-yarder. Clock stopped for the moment, under a minute to play, as we have an official timeout on the field.
This is well within Collins' range.
Well within.
43-yard attempt on the way. He hit a 30-yarder back in the first quarter.
Good snap, good hold.
Kick is up, and I think he got to the left side of it, and that's going to be no good. And you don't see that typically out of James Collins, Coach. A 43-yarder, and that one you can tell right off the boot. Didn't get a good piece of it.
Middletown player's hurt.
We have a player down on the field. Again, you never like to see that. And we'll wait to get a number and an update if we do, as the trainers will go out and take a look. You hope everything's okay there, but the missed field goal, Coach, from James Collins, what did you see on the snap and the hold?
Well, I think James thought he had to kick that a little harder than he really needed to. And what happens with a kicker is you crowd the ball a little bit and you tend to get your leg outside its normal plane. He pulled across of it and hit it just a little bit higher than his normal target. So that's what drove the ball low and to the left. Good hold by Tiberi, the William Penn transfer, a good operation. And sometimes even these really good kickers can get a little bit, not necessarily lose their confidence, but change their technique when they really don't need to.
So it should be 1st and 10 from the 20 for Middletown after the missed field goal. And the Cavaliers now trailing 24-14 with 55 and a half seconds remaining here in the third. We still got a whole fourth quarter to play. But, Coach, if you're Middletown, what are you saying in the huddle? What's your game plan going forward here? You're trailing by 10 with a quarter about to play.
When Middletown got their offense going, they did it with the run game. Instead of relying on pass first, they actually ran the ball first, and then that, I think, helped Troyer in not only his protection package but also his confidence back there. There's still plenty of time. You've got timeouts remaining. You've got a full quarter plus. I think you get back to that run game and see if you can't find a way to get Pearson in particular a big run and get off the ability of Salesianum's front four to pressure Troyer. That's been a big problem all night. We had the interception by the defensive lineman.
And they must be listening to you. They're plugged into us up here in the press box. Mikey Pearson going to take the first down handoff, and he'll pick up 12 yards and a new set of downs for the Cavaliers.
Well, anytime you can stretch the defensive alignment horizontally, whether it be with the run or the pass, you're going to create problems. Then that opens up some of the quicker hitters up the middle. Pearson is very capable of breaking a play at any time. He's got great speed, and he is as good a runner as there is in the state.
Up tempo here for the Cavaliers. No huddle, 1st and 10 now for Troyer. Out of the gun, ball tipped up in the air again. And, guys, we've seen that a few times here. He's had 2 balls tipped up. One of them was intercepted. The other one almost intercepted. That time it falls safely to the ground for an incomplete pass.
Well, that's Robbie Johnson, the sophomore, the transfer from John Wilson's terrific program at St. George's. And Johnson does a nice job there of leveling out, not allowing Troyer to get outside him. And then a lot of linemen are going to go for the sack. He actually got his hands up in the air and obviously knocked the ball down. An excellent play by the young defensive lineman.
So 2nd and 10 now from the 32. Trips to the bottom of the screen. Ham is the far receiver. Garrett and Hinson on the inside. Troyer out of the gun on 2nd and 10. Fires, and once again, the ball batted down at the line of scrimmage.
90.
Yeah, and that time a big play up front from the Salesianum defensive line. And, Coach, they've looked good all afternoon. And once again, a big play up front. Getting a hand on it that time was once more R.J. Johnson.
When there isn't that much of a threat of the run game, these defensive linemen can tee off, and they're doing that. You can see their back leg is further back. They've got more weight forward, so that means they're in the pass rush mode. And if you can put that kind of pressure on with 4 players, you can drop 7. It's really going to make it difficult for Troyer to find holes in the defense.
Man, RJ has some DB numbers out there. He might have three PBUs and a pick. So he's playing great football right now.
That's right. If you looked at the box score, you think he'd be playing safety
today.
Here we go. 3rd and 10 for Troyer. Here comes some pressure. Does a good job of avoiding it. This time he's going to tuck it and run, but it runs right into Nate Ray. And he'll pick up a few. And now, Coach, you're looking at 4th and around 6. You're still in your own territory. What do you think? Do you send out the punt unit?
Oh, I think they're going to let the quarter go down, and then they've got to punt the ball here and hope that their defense can create a takeaway or a quick 3 and out.
The biggest thing here is not to look to, get in that argument, right? Offense versus defense, right? You guys got to score. You guys got to score. Just play your guys' football game at the end of the day, right? Go out here and get a stop, get your offense back on the field, and offense just has to come with we got 1 more quarter left. 10 points is not a lot of points to score, not for this offense. They're a high-powered and explosive offense. So if they can come out after getting the ball back, maybe if they can get the ball back without a score and then score, I'll look for this game to turn over really quick.
And we'll stay right here in the timeout here as we are changing quarters into quarter number 4. Nick Alessandrini, the coach Bill Harmon, Jason Winchell, Mike Lang on top. And again, we have a special guest, Esaias Guthrie, graduate of Middletown High School, FCS All-American here, formerly of Del State. Again, he is looking for where he'll be playing his next series of football, and you can expect that in, I believe, late November, right, Esaias? Is that what we're looking at?
Late November, early December sometime, yep.
There you go. So everybody keep an eye out for that from Esaias going forward. And Esaias, another thing you talked about was something you've got involved in that I thought was pretty cool, and that is the NIL thing.
Yeah.
And you've got your own NIL stuff going on. Talk a little bit about that.
So I came up with a teaching tool, a teaching program called My NIL Deals University. Kind of just giving everybody, as far as student athletes, a tool to go to and look for some guidance when it comes to the NIL world. It's a tough world to navigate, right? It's a new rule, it's a new thing, but having somebody who's done it before, I've been in it, I've done it before, and just giving them my tools on how I navigate, how I got my deals, how I would look to be successful.
So here we go, 4th and 6.
They're going for it.
For Middletown.
They're not going for it.
And then a late flag. And going to be a false start against Middletown. And Esias, you didn't think they were going to go for it. You thought a quick kick maybe there?
No, I know Coach Blum. I played for Coach Blum. He's looking for them to jump off sides real quick. He couldn't get that. You seen that when he go on that 2 collapse, and once they went to that third one, you should have known. Yeah, they're not gonna snap this ball.
They show some motion, hoping to influence the defense. Sally's very well schooled in that, and when you've used it a lot, as you mentioned, Coach Blum, that's something he really prides himself on in getting teams off. You've got to have great voice inflection from the quarterback. Now at that point, they're probably better off just taking the penalty versus using a timeout because they're probably going to need to conserve that here for the fourth quarter.
So we should see the punt unit now for Middletown, and we will, as trotting onto the field. Been active tonight is Matthew Colbornson, the junior. So 24-14, we are set now. This will be the first play of quarter number 4 here at Cavalier Stadium. Middletown trying to get back, are in it, trying to mail to come back here. And now another flag.
Delay a game?
And we'll wait and get the call here as Drew Beckford
encroachment
had a few words as well. So this one's going to go against Salesianum. Coach, does that change your decision at all there?
It does not. They need to kick the ball away. They need to find a way to
I
get
think
their
it's changing
defense
it for
off
them,
the
though.
field.
And wait a minute, I think, yes. I don't know. I don't think, and there it is. So
and
they
now,
did call
now they have to spend a timeout to discuss this.
Yeah.
So I think this is something you've got to decide it right away beforehand. You're either going to go for it or you're not.
Yeah. Salesianum, their offense has been really, really good at controlling the clock and kind of getting at least one first down. And so that right there, for me, that would make me want to punt here, just because I don't want to give that gamble away of even putting that kicker back on the field and then just adding more points to it.
I'd have to agree with the size on this one, Coach. I know you would probably punt it away as well. But now it's got 4th and 6. Troyer is out on the field with the offense. They're going to go trips to the bottom of the screen here. And they are going to snap the ball. 4th and 6 for Troyer and company.
4-minute pressure.
Here comes the pressure off, looking for Hinson down the sideline.
Great
that ball
defense.
Is broken up.
Oh, my goodness.
And once again in the secondary, Nick Strasowski for Salesianum, able to get a hand on it. And what a play on 4th down as Troyer wanted to take a shot. Had a man in one-on-one coverage, but Strasowski comes out on top.
Strasowski has continued to impress me with his fine play in the back end. Does a great job of reading the formation, understanding from the scouting report probably what type of route they're going to run. He was over the top and then very, very well contested the pass as it went up. And it was a pretty good throw by Troyer about 40 yards down the field with some pressure in his face.
These DBs with a mix of that defensive line's pressure, they're playing really good football.
So once again, Stewart out. He'll hand it off to Curley up the middle. And they've had some success in the last few drives with the inside run game. And that time it's going to be about a yard, though, on the ground for Curley.
And I would think Salesianum would start to work the clock here. You should let it go down. The back judge starts moving his hand, and then you snap it. Anything they can to shorten up the game at this point.
11:27 and tick right here in the 4th quarter. Again, every play has been out of the pistol tonight for Salesianum. 2nd and 8. Stewart will hand off to Curley, looking for room to run, gets through the hole and picks up 3 or 4 more, and now 3rd and manageable at the Middletown 30 upcoming.
They run Curley on an inside zone play. Did a nice job there of finding the appropriate seam. They cross-balance for a wham block to the left side, and Curley, with that low center of gravity, does a terrific job of getting additional yardage after the first contact.
Just like you said, Coach, they're controlling the game here. They're controlling the clock, but they're also staying aggressive in their play calling.
Play action has seen a lot of success. We'll see what they drop on 3rd and 3. Curley now to the left of Stewart. They'll hand it to him. He needs 3 yards, and he runs right into Jaden Wheeler. And he's only going to pick up a yard. So now decision time for Salesianum. Do you send James Collins and the field goal unit back out onto the field, or do you try to press your luck here with 4th and 1? And the offense looks like it's going to stay out on the field here, at least for the moment.
Yeah, with the success of their defense right now, you're not too not too worried about Middletown's offense. They haven't given you anything to really worry about so far in this game, so why not go for it on their side of the ball, on their side of the 50?
What do you think, Coach?
I would agree. I think they should go for it. I would not kick a field goal here, but more importantly, let the clock run down, stress the clock conservation of Middletown, and keep the ball on the ground. I think they've had really good success. Middletown in a bare front here. This allows the opportunity to run the ball to the outside.
Timeout, Salesianum. So that's their second timeout of the second half. They'll have one remaining. Clock stopped at 9:51. Still a 10-point game here at Cavalier Stadium, 24-14. Salesianum on top, and guys, we've talked about it a few times already, but what a second half it's been for the freshman Stewart under center, especially through the air. They got the play action game working in that third quarter, and he delivered some beautiful balls on the money when they needed it the most.
He's really developed a great deal of confidence as this season's gone along. And that really, to me, credits the offensive and the in general coaching staff of Salesianum to develop this young man. Not only do you need the ability, the athleticism, the arm strength, but you've got to have the poise and the mental approach to be able to handle the pressure of being a Salesianum quarterback, not to mention you're a freshman, first time in the building, and then to master an offense that you really haven't had that much time to learn. And I think Coach Deladon has done a great job of not only working the prescribed part, but also working on the mental approach. If you have a young player, you probably want him to play for Gene Deladon and Billy DiNardo.
Here we go, guys. 4th and 3. From the 29, they'll get him out of the pocket. He's had success. One-on-one coverage on the outside. That ball is tipped and incomplete, and Middletown's defense comes up with a big play when they needed it. Up front, coming and getting a hand on that ball was number 52, Kareem Gordon, the senior, and now Middletown's offense coming back out onto the field down by 10.
I think that play shows exactly how much confidence Salesianum has in their quarterback. I mean, that play call was risky, got him out of the pocket fast, and let him just show that he could play football. Right, they got blocked, but they have a lot of confidence in their quarterback and their quarterback play, and that's something that you don't always see when they have a freshman back there playing quarterback.
So Middletown's offense now going to take over from the 29. Out of the gun. Fire to the side. That one got away from Troyer. You could tell as it came out of his hand. Nate Ray hit him hard late. And that is going to be a personal foul against Salesianum, and that's going to give the Cavaliers 15.
Well, as a defensive player, especially when you have the other team not playing as well offensively, you can ill afford a penalty like that. Yes, you want great pressure, run by him. You don't have to go for the sack. That time Troyer was trying to throw to the wide side of the field. Never got his footwork proper and threw across his body there, and that's what resulted in the incompletion.
So the 15-yard penalty gives Middletown a first down now from their own 44. Back out of the gun. Snap once again is high. Troyer has to go and get it, and that's going to throw this play off as Roberson is run down for a 5-yard loss. The host of Sal's in on the play. Nate Ray, one of them.
Well, Roberson, who typically has great balance and great feet, that time kind of stumbled, used his offhand to keep himself upright, but by doing that, he got outside further and then bounced and then gave up some additional yardage. So a really nice run-to by the entire right side of Salesianum's defense.
Salesianum holding Middletown to less than 50 yards rushing total here tonight.
5 wide, empty set.
Let's see what Coach Blum draws up here on 2nd and 14. They'll empty it out. Troyer fires across the middle, has a man. It's Will Garrett who makes the catch at the 35, and he's brought down at the 31. A big play when they needed it again. Troyer to the freshman.
Well, Troyer has really developed a great simpatico with Garrett. Garrett on the right side runs a deep post, a beautifully thrown ball, excellent protection. Nate Ray got there just a little bit late. The quarterback continues to impress me. When he has time, he's been able to step up in the pocket, and a really nice deep route run by the freshman.
That one good for 21.
Great pocket there.
From Garrett. Now he'll drop back to throw. He'll tuck it, leave some room to the outside. Ray can't bring him down, and now some green grass ahead of Troyer. And he picks up maybe a new first down, and he does. 10 yards on the quarterback scramble.
You just never know what changes a game around. Sometimes a special team play, as we saw 3 different times in the first half. Here it's a penalty when they had Middletown deep in their own territory, trying to apply too much pressure. gives him a big first down, and now a confidence builder after the long pass and then the scramble.
The big thing right here is that they're down in the red zone, right? But they got to be able to finish. Got to be able to finish. Got to be able to finish. If we can't finish here, that's going to deplete a lot of guys with the time running down.
Davion Hardage Fitzgerald, the senior, now in at the slot for Middletown.
They bring two back.